For the opening kickoff. But remember, Rex Dockery has been in a situation where he only has one class under his belt in his 2 years at Memphis State, so he may very well be building a team for the coming years at Memphis State. We shall see how it pans out today, though. We'll take a look at the series between these two clubs when we return after these messages on College Football 82.
This buzz for everyone who knows they've got what it takes to get the job.
This buzz for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. Hey, this buzz for you.
The Burks are a farming family in California's raisin land. And when they sit down to breakfast, they have Kellogg's Raisin Bran. See, the Burks have a saying known by every raisin growing clan.
The more plump, juicy raisins, the better the Raisin Bran.
And there's 2 heaping scoops of raisins in every package of Kellogg's Raisin Bran cereal. No other Raisin Bran gives you more.
Just ask the whole Burke family about those. Here's scoops of raisins in Kellogg's Raisin Bran.
Only from Datsun, a truck born to be driven.
Driven across country you wouldn't believe.
The Datsun 4x4 King Cab tames the toughest rough on Hemi head power, rugged independent suspension, and the highest minimum ground clearance in its class. Quality driven by muscle. That's Datsun King Cab 4x4.
Born to be driven anywhere.
Datsun, we are driven.
This matchup marks the first meeting ever between Georgia and Memphis State. Something to look for, though. Herschel Walker, if he scores twice, he will set a new SEC scoring record. That will best the record set by Rex Robinson, one of his teammates, a couple of years ago. Now, let's go to Jim Simpson and Bud Wilkinson for the opening kickoff of this major matchup. It is Georgia against Memphis State. I'm George Grande. Thanks for joining us on College Football 82.
From a spectator standpoint, you could not ask for a better day. The temperature reaching into the 70s, sunny skies, maybe a little warm between the hedges here at Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Memphis State, 0-7, as we said, 14 losses in a row. That's the longest current losing streak in NCAA Division 1A. The Georgia Bulldogs have flip-flopped that. They are 7-0 with big games coming up against Florida, Auburn, and Georgia Tech in their quest for the Southeastern Conference Championship and the possibility of another national championship. The man in the middle is number 9, and that is Derek Crawford. Outstanding kick returner, and there's one of the outstanding kickers in America, a sophomore from nearby Stone Mountain, Georgia, Kevin Butler. Crawford goes deep in the end zone and will not bring it out. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Now Memphis State, for their offense, will start Trell Hooper at quarterback. Richard Williams, who's played fullback and tailback, will be at fullback today. Dwayne Ricketts, one-time defensive man, is in a tailback that lost 4 to injury. Flanker is Crawford, who we just saw get the ball. Michael Harper is the other one. Offensive line, Heckinger, DeFeo, East at center. Dorian Oliver with Frank Smith, the tight end. First down from the 20. This is Hooper carrying the football. He's across the 25 to the 26. Tackled there by number 50, Stan Dooley. Correct that, Tommy Thurston, number 60, the middle linebacker. Now for Georgia, the Bulldogs defensively. Carver, Gilbert a defensive tackle because Jimmy Payne, the All-American, is out. He's moved over from end. Kevin Jackson and Tim Crow in the middle, and Stan Dooley at Gilbert's position at right end. Taylor and Thurston are your linebackers. Harris Sanchez and Flack, your deep man, and Tim Bobo starting over the All-American potential Hogue today. Now to the tailback, and there's a big hole as Ricketts picks it up across the 35. And already the crowd is stunned here in Athens, Georgia, as Memphis State has picked up a first down.
That's what they need to do, Jim, is to move the ball, keep the ball, so Herschel Walker is not on the field. This is just a straight-ahead power play off the I formation. Ricketts runs very well to pick up the first down, and their line on the first 2 snaps has done a good job of blocking the Georgia defense.
Tim Mason comes in at left tackle for Memphis State. If he gets his replacement at left guard, we'll have Mason and Dixon in the same offensive line. Here's Hooper first. Well, this is That man Ricketts again, and he is just going right up the center. And Memphis State has come out firing. The drive began at the 20-yard line. Remember, they're across the 45.
Number 60 is Thurston, the middle linebacker, and you can see the fullback doing a marvelous job. That's Williams. Just wrapped him up. Ricketts broke away from the block for the 9-yard gain.
And Tony Black made the stop. Ball at the 46-yard line. Second down and short, about 1.5 yards. Crawford goes wide to the right, and Michael Harper is to the near side. First man through is Robin Williams. He's got the first down and moves into Georgia territory. And Tommy Thurston, a real good hitter, makes his second stop of the day with help from Stan Dooley. Numbers 60 and 50. They'll mark the ball, the nose of it, just over the 50-yard line.
Hooper does a good job of faking the option play after he handed it off to the fullback.
Well, Bud, you would expect from an 0-7 team that's been playing before 25,000 on the average to come in at 80,000, maybe fumble the ball away a time or two on their first possession. But they've looked very good.
Looked very poised and determined.
What a way to break a losing streak, huh? And they have taken too long as Ricketts goes ahead. Hooper is getting his plays from the sideline with alternating tackles on the left side. But despite getting the play in there, Hooper takes too long at the line of scrimmage, and it sends it back. Rex Dockery sending in his play along with Andy Dixon.
I believe that time Hooper checked signals and didn't quite finish the audible quickly enough to get the snap made.
15 on the State 45.
Vince Dooley on the near sideline says, yeah, we're 7-0, but look at our statistics. They're not that great. He said, but we know how to win. And that's helped us. First down and 15 from the 45. First man through is Williams, the fullback, and that's the shortest game that a Memphis State man has had all day.
Williams again on the carry.
He piled up, and you can see down the bottom there, number 91, Tim Crow.
The wishbone is given credit here for most of the triple options, but the way Memphis State is operating out of the eye, they're running the triple option. Taking the ball to Williams, pulling it out, and then running the regular option against the end.
Second down and 12. Harper and Crawford both go to the right side this time. Passing down, Trell Hooper hasn't put it up yet. He was the outstanding quarterback in all of Missouri last year, or 2 years ago. Check that. He's from Tennessee. As Williams carries the ball, I said Hooper. It is Belangi, his backup, who was the outstanding man in Missouri last year. Eddie Gilbert makes the stop. Remember, Gilbert is playing a tackle today, moving over because Jimmy Payne, the All-American, is out with a bad knee. Third and long. First time they've had this situation, Bob. Third down and 9.
And without the 5-yard penalty, it would be 3rd and 4. Those little penalties very tough to overcome.
They pull out Tim Crow, a guard, and put in Darrell Jones, a back, anticipating the first pass from Grell Hooper, a sophomore to Jackson, Tennessee, hitting on 55% of his passes thus far. Hooper back, being chased, throws it out to Williams. Williams in deep trouble and gets a couple of yards. It's 4th down.
Excellent defensive play by Georgia. When the screen pass was called, it appeared that he set it up extremely well by allowing the rushers to penetrate, got the ball off, but again, a beautiful pattern defensively by the entire Georgia team held it to a very short gain.
First down they had at the 50-yard line on a 30-yard drive. A penalty put them back, and they just never recovered. It is 4th down and 8 to go, and Stan Weaver, the barefooted kicker, is in to kick it away to Jimmy Held. Angling toward the sidelines, good-looking kick. Let's see where they mark it. It'll go out, they say, on the 4-yard line. So when we come back, now they're walking ahead. Hold it. They're going to come out a little bit and mark it at the 13-yard line. But that's where Georgia gets the ball. 1st and 10. And for the first time today, we shall see Herschel Walker score.
If you're crazy about fishing, you'll go crazy over Crazy Legs, the all-new concept in mechanized activated topwater lures. Crazy Legs True Life Action makes it a real killer for bass, muskie, northern, all kinds of game fish. You may have seen other so-called action baits, but Crazy Legs beats them all. There are no chemicals, no batteries, no gimmicks. Crazy Legs' movement on the water turns the propeller and wiggles the legs, creating the lifelike action of a wounded bug that drives fish crazy. Order now, and you'll receive 2 different Crazy Legs fishing lures for only $14.95. That's right, only $14.95 plus $2 for postage and handling for 2 different lures. All you need for fast action fish and fun. Here's how to order. For COD MasterCard or Visa convenience, call toll-free 800-554-9000. Crazy Legs is not available in any store. Call 800-554-9000. Operators are standing by. Or send check or money order to Crazy Legs Fishing Lures, Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut, 06062. That's Crazy Legs, Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut, 06062. Order now.
Brings them out. It is Barry Young at fullback, Herschel Walker the tailback, and Lastinger comes out throwing on the down and out, and a catch made by Chuck Jones at the 23-yard line, close to a first down. Surprise, surprise, Lastinger in 7 games has been averaging about 15 passes a game, and he throws on first down. Lastinger, Young, Walker, Jones, who just caught the ball, and Wisham. Now Harper, Weaver, Radloff, Brown, McIntyre, and Nate Brown, the tight end. Melvin Simmons has just replaced Chuck Jones, who caught that first ball. Memphis State goes on defense, and here comes, they had a measurement, and now say it's first down, Georgia.
When Herschel comes over the ball, the defense respects him, as they should, and makes it very difficult to have your pass defense function well. Very good fake of the run and the completed pass to Jones on the first snap.
Jamie Wisham wide right, Melvin Simmons wide to the left. And riding into the line of scrimmage goes number 38, Barry Young. Greg Montgomery made the stop. Cannon, Montgomery, McKay, and Harris. Your front four, the linebackers, are Walker, Kleinmeyer, and Fairs, an outstanding freshman. Elder and Neighbors at the corners. Clayton is the rover. And Carter, who was a linebacker, now playing free safety. His number will be 25 today. His jersey was stolen, not 27. Second down and 6 to go. No score. Lastinger back and throwing, and I believe that Norris Brown caught the ball, but they're marking it as a catch, but now someone is coming over saying no, saying he trapped it.
Looked to me as though it was a trap, but we'll get a look at it here and we can tell. The throw, and you could see the ball hit the ground. You could see him trap it, and now the officials have changed their mind and said, yes, he did trap it. Incomplete pass.
Well, the man on the right side who couldn't see in front of it called it good, and the man coming back upfield had a clear picture and called it a trapped ball. So it is second down and 6 to go. Clarence Kay replaces Norris Brown.
Lastinger has hit only 48 of 107 passes. That's 45%, and has had 6 intercepted. So his passing needs to get better for Georgia to really contend for the national championship.
Chuck Jones is wide to the left. Lastinger flags down. Lastinger on a pattern, looking for Norris Brown, and almost intercepted back there on a dive by Percy Neighbors. The flags went down early.
There's a flag on the play.
Well, you know what I know? Herschel Walker hadn't touched the football yet, and here's the man that has carried more than anybody, well, the rest of the team combined.
He will.
I know. Now they say the flag means nothing. We saw that several times last week. No flag, so that's going to be fourth down. Not a release penalty, but they simply don't take it.
It appeared as though Brown had bumped the count there just a little bit. It's a fly pattern to Brown, but the ball by Lastinger is way, way beyond his reach and beyond the reach of the defensive secondary as well.
Jim Broadway, the senior, unblocked this steer, comes in with the deep men, Donnie Elder and John Bowers. Low snap. Gets the ball away. Not a great kick. Bowers calling for fair catch. And now we'll get out of the way and let the ball bound out of bounds, but rather good field position from Memphis State. Saturday Night After Fights, November the 6th, live from the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, California. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific live. You'll see the WBC Flyweight Championship. Freddy Castillo from Burrito, Mexico, meeting Alencio Mercedes from the Dominican Republic. And Sal Marciano and Al Bernstein will be out there. That's this Saturday night, live. 42-yard punt after the ball bounced and rolled to the 32-yard line. No score, 9:38 to go, first quarter. Bowers remains in, wide receiver, split wide to the right. Hooper back. Hooper throws for Bowers over there, and he's got the first down. Knocked down across the way by Ronnie Harris. First down, Memphis State. And thus far, it does not look like an 0-17.
They look like a very good football team. Cooper is rolling out here. The defensive end has got to come up. That opens it up. The receiver is able to make the catch in front. And it's a first down again for Memphis State.
This is the second week in a row that Georgia has faced a winless squad, and against Kentucky last week, they had their hands full, but did finally win. First down, the ball on the 43-yard line. Cooper hands the ball, well, keeps it. Made a good fake to Richard Williams and held onto the football himself. And Freddie Gilbert makes the stop.
Cooper is not very large, 5'11", 178 pounds, but he's extremely quick, great balance, and great vision.
Stockery continues to send in plays by his line. Now Darrell Jones comes in, and Kendall Sims, a defensive guard, comes out on 2nd and long, anticipating a Hooper may throw. Not 3rd and long, 2nd and long. Hooper's not going to, and there goes Dwayne Ricketts, and he's got a first down. This time they're well in Georgia territory at the 46-yard line. Nate Taylor makes the stop.
Little counter fake here. You could see him start to the left of the screen, then cut back inside. The pursuit overran it, opened it up for Ricketts, who ran extremely well, 8 yards and another first down.
Almost 7 minutes have gone by, no score. Herschel Walker hadn't carried the ball, and Memphis State has been moving the ball. None of these things expected. Cooper hands the first man through Richard Williams. And he gets a yard or two across the 45 to the 44.
The continual guessing game, they felt that Georgia would be looking for pass, went with the draw, but Georgia was not looking pass. They were just looking total defense.
You know, as Dockery sends in yet another play, people have been saying, you know, Memphis, they're talking about the basketball season already. They have written off this season 0-7. This ball club today is playing as though it has not written off the season. Their fans may have, but it has not. Time is being called. Official timeout. Something was on the field, and I think it was a paper airplane that came down on the upper deck. 2nd down and 8. Hooper hands the ball to Richard Williams, a fullback who gets inside the 40. They've been running up the middle. That's been their big success.
The offensive line, East, Dorian, Oliver, DeFeo, catching here are doing an excellent job. They're getting off on the count. They're able to handle the line and linebackers of Georgia thus far.
And only one in that group you just mentioned is a senior. And one is a freshman. East, the center. 3rd down and short, about 3. Quick back, picked up by Ricketts, and he's in deep trouble. Well, again, execution the first time, caught him in a penalty that set him back. This time, on 3rd and short, it looked like they had it set up for Ricketts to go wide, and the ball is just thrown to it.
The fake was to Williams. Cooper did not make a good lateral. Ricketts is in total trouble. Georgia defense closes on him. He has no chance.
Oh, again, the Tigers of Memphis State are stymied. Stan Weaver again comes in. Last time, remember, he kicked the ball out on the 13-yard line. There's Jimmy Held. Fine punt returner, averaging nearly 10 yards per return. 6:18, first quarter on the clock. And there's the fake, and it's not going to work. Williams carries the ball, and Georgia will take over. I guess Rick Stockery figured, well, if we're going to do anything at all today, we got to pull out all the stops. And there he has given Georgia outstanding field position. They're nearly at midfield. 6:11 to go, first quarter. The Bulldogs with great field position. No score.
The last thing I want is for my boy to get hurt. So I gave him an Norelco. It treats him with tender, loving care. Doesn't nick or cut like blades can, and shaves his face baby smooth. He loves his Norelco, because it cuts down whiskers like Mark Gastineau cuts down quarterbacks.
Right, Mom. I swear by my Norelco.
I wish he wouldn't swear.
Norelco Rotatract. Tough on your beard, not on your face.
First down, and Chris McCarthy's coming at fullback. Here's Lassinger pitching out to Herschel Walker. Across the 50-yard line, 10 yards, maybe 9.5. Mike Kleinmeyer, the senior linebacker, number 62, made the stop. First time he's touched the football.
Option play by Georgia. Fake to the fullback. Lassinger pitches out. And here is the great back, Herschel Walker. Tries to break to the outside. Did a very good defensive play by Neighbors to force him out of bounds.
Memphis State very nearly defeated Tulane last week, but came away a loser again. And there's the ball straight ahead to Chris McCarthy, the fullback. He's got the first down inside the 45-yard line. Greg Montgomery holding on as he went by.
You have to feel that Vince Dooley is giving Herschel Walker a little rest. His body takes a tremendous amount of punishment. He's carried the ball more than all of the teammates together in their first 7 games.
Armin Archie has come in as a wide receiver. He is a freshman. First down, here's Herschel Walker. Gets another 5 or 6. You know that he's not run the ball more than 26 yards from the line of scrimmage this year, 32 last year, but he sure gets a lot of yardage in between.
Well, everybody keys on him on every snap. He's reading everything. You can see how much balance and control he has. The blocking was not that effective, but he still picked up almost 5 yards on the play. Beautiful balance, great speed.
For his career, he's averaging better than 5 yards a carry. Second down with about 5 to go. First man through is Chris McCarthy. Look out, there goes Chris McCarthy across the 25. On the angle to get him and drag him out of bounds is Percy Neighbors. But first and goal to go. As Walker twice went to the outside, McCarthy took it up the middle and all the way down to the 6-yard line.
And that's what happens when you're keying all the time on Herschel. The fullback got the ball quickly. The pursuit was going with Walker. He cut back against the grain. It appeared that he might take it all the way, but Neighbors has just a little more speed, gets him out of bounds.
34-yard run by McCarthy. First down, about in the power eye now. And there's Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, good tackle from the right end position over there. Looked like Roselle Clayton, the rover back, was there and made the stop. Number 56.
Let's take a look at the power eye with Herschel getting the ball. He had to wait just a little bit for it. He cuts back up the field and was tackled. Good defensive play.
Who were all those men in the blue shirts that just went by there?
I don't know. The other team is supposed to be in blue.
Second down and goal to go. Chuck Jones wide to the right. And Herschel Walker this time up the middle and gets a couple more yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Right now, Memphis State would love to give Kevin Butler the field goal and settle for that.
They were playing a very aggressive defensive football game.
What do you think, Bud? I'm going to give the ball to Walker here on 3rd down and 3 to go.
I would suggest that you do that, Jim, and I'd also think it would be the sweep coming to the wide side of the field where Herschel can just find that daylight and try to pick up the necessary 3.5 yards for the touchdown.
Remember, he can run over people, too. Power eye to the right this time, like it's going this way. But instead, it's a pitch out to McCarthy, and he's not going to make it. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Alert play over there by Donnie Elder, getting up number 29, along with number 51, Johnny Walker, the leading tackler on the team. And it's 4th down, and here comes Kevin Butler.
You see the option play run off the power eye formation. There's a fake. Lastinger pitches the ball out. But look at the great defensive play. Beautiful hit by Elder. He's got balance. He's got power enough to force the ball carrier out of bounds. No gain on the play.
Let me tell you something. As Butler comes in to kick the ball, Walker, you know about him, 222. Elder's 5'9", 175 pounds. And he met Herschel Walker head on. He gave ground a little bit, but forced Walker to the sidelines. Butler will try a 21-yard field goal. He's an outstanding kicker, All-American. And after the fake kick did not work, Georgia drives down and gets a 21-yard field goal to take the lead with 3:13 to go. It is Georgia 3 and Memphis State nothing.
ESPN's November makes television history with a tip-off of the greatest college basketball schedule ever. It's the start of an outstanding regular season slate featuring the nation's top teams. And it's playoff time north of the border. Catch all the exciting CFL action, including the championship Grey Cup game. November gets the NBA off and running. We've got 4 straight Sundays of great pro hoop. There's a trip to France in store with live Davis Cup tennis as the U.S. defends its title in the final round. November means more college football. Notre Dame, USC, and Penn State are just some of our national notables. Saturday Night at the Fights is in your corner with 3 great cards. And for racing fans, it's NASCAR's Atlanta Journal 500 live. November promises the WCT's Maryland Classic, plus hard-hitting, top-ranked boxing excitement. There's a new look, too. You'll want to catch Ski School and Future Sports. November's a sports knockout on ESPN, where the cheering never stops.
Nearly at midfield after the fake kick, drove 54 yards, and a 21-yard field goal gave Georgia the 3-0 lead.
Number 9.
I'm impressed with the Memphis State spirit, Jim. When you've lost 7 in a row, it's very hard to keep your morale up. But this team can't be trying any harder than they are. They stopped them with a first down on the 7-yard line, did not let them score a touchdown.
There's Crawford, nope, taken by one of the ups men, and here he comes. That is Enos Jackson, and he gets out to about the 25-yard line.
The return is by Enos Jackson.
First down from there.
Jackson. Return to the 25-yard line.
Georgia has an interesting defensive alignment. They swing their entire line and linebackers to the tight end side, half of them, and the others go to the open side, the side away from the tight end.
Smokey Johnson comes wide to the right, along with Michael Harper. Trell Hooper remains your quarterback. Tailback is Lane Ricketts, and he's dragged down by Thurston. By the way, I believe that I said a fine tackle by Donnie Elder was on Herschel Walker. It was on Chris McCarthy, of course, but still the man is much bigger than Elder.
Thurston is a strong side linebacker, lines up over the tight end side all of the time. You see him avoid the blockers, read, simply watch the ball carrier very carefully, then slip the block, move in, make the tackle.
Second down and 7 to go. And again, Harper, number 14, comes wide, and flanked inside him is Smokey Jordan, number 18. Hooper pitches the ball back to Ricketts, and Ricketts is dragged down as he goes by Tim Bobo, starting today over Terry Hogue, who leads the nation in interceptions with 10, but has a full hamstring muscle. Now remember, Hogue is an All-American possibility, and Jimmy Payne is a preseason All-American, both of whom are not playing on that Georgia defense today because of injury.
They'll be back next week if all goes well.
They better be. Georgia next week, as you well know, gets Florida, then Auburn with a week off, and increasingly tough Georgia Tech. Third down and 3 to go. Memphis State has moved the ball. There's a throw, and it is not caught out there by Michael Harper. And it's fourth down, and Georgia will get the football back again. And from this spot, I don't believe that there will be a fake punt.
The pass was open. Ball a little bit overthrown by Hooper. Harper could not quite get to it. Unusual call. It was third down and 3.
Dan Weaver, the junior out of Memphis, with that barefoot. Jimmy Harrell again deep. Snap is good. Kick is fine. No fair catch. Coverage downfield. Harrell takes it to the 23-yard line, and down he goes, crossing the 30. About the 32-yard line. Will be first and 10. 1:47 to go in the first quarter, 3-0. And that's about 37 yards. Harrell wanted to break it even more than that. Herschel Walker there, and he is not in the ball game. And this is what is expected. I would assume, and it is, Carney Norris, the senior out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, number 36, who's in the ball game. And Jimmy Hockaday is in as one wide receiver. There's Carney Norris, Walker's replacement. Oh, my. Oh, my. Norris had it right in front of him, trying to break back to the right and tripped, I believe, over the ankles of the ball there.
If he hadn't, he had a lot of daylight to run, and he's got great speed.
Georgia has been alternating wide receivers with plays, as opposed to Memphis State, which alternates linemen. This time, Hockaday, the number 1 player in all of Tennessee last year, is wide to the left. His number is 85. He is a freshman. Again, Carney Norris. Oh, big hole. Norris has the first down across the 40-yard line. Percy Neighbors has made some big tackles today. Made that one along with Johnny Walker.
And the blocking of the Georgia line is beginning to become very effective as we see Norris break it to the outside off the eye. Tried to juke Neighbors, but could not. Made another fine tackle. Let's take a look at it again. You see the hole open up. He breaks it upfield. Tries to juke Neighbors, but Neighbors is right on top of it. A great tackle.
Ball is at the 43-yard line. Time running out, first quarter, less than a minute to go. Georgia with the lead, a slight one, 3-0, and with the football. And Walker on the sideline. Lasslinger Fakes, has the football, dumps it low across the way, intended for the fullback, Barry Young. And I know that he was not the receiver he's looking for. I think he was looking downfield at Melvin Simmons, who was well covered down there by the fine safety Anthony Carter of Memphis State. 2nd down and 10.
He was moving to his left after the play-action fake. Didn't quite get his shoulders turned enough upfield to deliver the ball well.
Now Herman Archie, the freshman flanker from Columbus, Georgia, comes in. Number 81. I have a hunch we'll see a lot of folks today. And there's Cardi Norris, another big hole, rips one tackle and gets out to the 50-yard line with Keith Butters holding on. Number 57. You'll also see getting up after a fine effort.
Butters made the tackle.
Got to keep pointing out, Jim, how hard Memphis State is trying. You come in against an undefeated team and you haven't won. Do you just lay back and say, well, they're going to beat us, or do you carry it to them? And Memphis State has made a great effort thus far in the game.
Third down, 3 to go. Lastinger pitches back to Cardi Norris, has the first down before Carter makes the stop. At the 45.
Picks up a Georgia first down.
Very good execution of the option by Lastinger here. As we look at Norris, he's going to the outside, not knowing whether he'll get the pitch or not. It's a very late pitch, but it's right on target. He turns it upfield, knows that he's got to make 3 yards. Very good play that time by Carter, the safety man, coming across to stop him.
First down inside the 45-yard line. As the first quarter has ended, and Memphis State has shown spunk, Georgia Tech has shown ability, and on the 21-yard field goal by Kevin Butler, they lead 3-0.
Here's the scores for all the country.
Natural light.
When football fans and food team up for tailgating time, what's more natural than Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch? The beer with a taste for food that just naturally leaves you room for more. So when you're going for that extra yard,
What's more natural than Natural Light?
Simpson, but Wilkinson, we're in Athens, Georgia, sellout crowd. Georgia, 3rd in the nation, undefeated against Memphis State that has not won in 14 ball games. And there's that man again, Herschel Walker, is back in the ball game.
Those stars on his helmet, there's some indication of how many great plays he has made.
First down from the 44 for Georgia as we start the second quarter. And Herschel Walker's got the football. He can throw it. Looking to throw, puts it up for anybody, and nobody can get to it. Matter of fact, there's a flag down, and it might be pushing off on Melvin Simmons when he had no chance to catch the ball.
When you know that Herschel might throw it, it again changes your defensive patterns just a little bit, but Herschel didn't look to be the gifted passer on that particular play.
Everybody had their back to it. Interference against Memphis State. Big play because this is a bad play.
Herschel does not really put on the speed enough, and he doesn't get turned toward the line of scrimmage as he should. He tries to throw it off balance, and as you can see, it's not much of a play here. He isn't really faking the run because he's not getting turned upfield, and he's way off balance when he delivers the ball, and the ball is nowhere close to anybody, either the offense or the defense.
Oh, they're getting a break, but it is not interference. It is holding, and they're going to get a 5-yard penalty on it. First down and 5 yards. First and 10, I beg your pardon, but they only get 5 yards out of it. I like that, because that would have been a very cheap, good field position situation for Georgia, which I don't think belongs in football. We can argue that later time.
You're right.
Herman Archie is back in. Now here's Herschel Walker again, trying to turn the corner, and he does. Gets inside, great speed, and knocked out of bounds, and there's Anthony Carter again making a big stop. First down inside the 25-yard line. Great back, but that's been said before.
This is the perfect picture of him. You see how much harder he's running than he was on the previous play. See the great vision that he has. Daylight opens up for him. Now watch him turn on the speed right here. He can't quite get his tight end out of the way. Breaks it down the sidelines. He's one of the great ball carriers who's ever played the game. Look at him watch, look, see, break up, shoulders square to the line so he can break either way. Tight end a little bit too slow for him. He couldn't quite get past him.
Very young, big hole, hanging on as he went through his mic. And it looked like Keith Butters was also over there.
The 15-yard line. Harrison made the tackle.
Johnny Walker, number 51, was the man. Walker's the leading tackler. You should look for him around the ball. A junior out of Memphis, Tennessee. Against Tulane last week, Memphis State had 7 freshmen on defense, and they were scheduled to start about 6 today. Here's Lastinger handing the ball off to Barry Young, the fullback, who gets down near the 10-yard line. Mike Kleinmeyer again holding on, along with Michael Joe Cannon.
And this is the kind of drive that you expect to see from Georgia. Good balance with their offense. Walker, the man who can break it, but keeping the defense off balance by giving up to the fullback just enough.
Melvin Simmons wide to the left. First down from the 11-yard line. Here's Herschel Walker. Well, there's one man down there. Let's see who it is getting up. Number 54, and that's Greg Montgomery. Got him by an ankle as he went by and held on. Well, they got a little help. They marked the ball inside the 7-yard line as Chris McCarthy comes back in at fullback. Second down. 3-0 Georgia. The Bulldogs undefeated, threatening to score again on this sunlit afternoon in Athens and a packed crowd. Power eye this way, coming this way, and Lastinger's going to throw this way, throws this way, and the ball is knocked away. Great, intended for Clarence Kay, and getting up, I believe, is Donnie Elder, making another fine play as he did on McCarthy at the other end of the field when McCarthy tried to go wide on third down.
It's very tough to maintain your pattern defensively when someone comes over the ball, as Walker did there. You normally are afraid you might react up, but they do not. And Elder is back, makes a great play to knock the ball away from the receiver, prevent the score.
Third down and long, about 7 to go, with Butler waiting in the wings. Again, Memphis State would be happy to settle. They'd like nothing but settle for a field goal. Big play. Lastinger pitches the ball out to Herschel Walker. He did not get it. Inside the 5-yard line. Knife down across the way. Let us see who is it that did it. Okay, we got his number now.
I believe that that's Montgomery. Walker does not get the ball quick enough there. You can see he's just catching the ball when the tackler is there, and he didn't have a chance to read, look, fake, or use his power.
The freshman from Arkansas, Enos Jackson, made the stop, number 85. And as you can see, they're going for it. On fourth down from the 3-yard line. Power eye to the right this time. Only here comes a man in motion. And here's Lastinger. He can run. And he's got the touchdown. John Lastinger on fourth down from inside the 4-yard line.
Remains one of the toughest plays in football, the option to pass run. Lastinger had his receivers downfield. Memphis State had to drop back to cover them. He sees that they are covered and knows he's got room to run. Let's take a look at it again. You can see the motion man coming across. They take the Walker inside. He breaks outside the end. The receivers are covered downfield. He lowers his shoulder, puts it into the end zone.
Good drive by the Bulldogs. Kevin Butler on to add the extra point, which he does. And Georgia undefeated on the year. And Memphis State hasn't won on the year. Bulldogs 10, Memphis State nothing. Lots of time left in the first half.
Isuzu, the advanced car with a backward name. Isuzu. 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 Ah, Isuzu. Introducing the 82 Isuzu Diesel. It gets incredible mileage on the road and is priced from under $6,800 in the showroom. When you make a car this good, it doesn't matter what you call it.
That's okay, kid. I can't say chivalry.
The man in motion, moving the linebacker with him. It's Carter, rather, the safety man. The fake to Walker, that freezes everybody, even though Herschel did not come over the ball with much authority. Lastinger is rolling, looking for someone downfield. He got outside of the contained man, sees that the people downfield are covered, believes that he can turn it into the end zone if he lowers his shoulder, which he does to score.
Butler will kick it off, and again, Dick Crawford, as you take a look at John Lastinger again, running with the football and carrying it in for his 4th touchdown on the ground this year. He has thrown 7 touchdown passes. Now Butler to kick off. Crawford chasing this down. He hasn't returned one yet. Out of the end zone, it'll come back to the 20-yard line. First down and 20. Now Georgia's on the scoreboard with its first touchdown of the afternoon on Lastinger's 4-yard run. And make it from inside the 4, 3-yard run. 12 plays, 67 yards, good drive, nearly 4.5 minutes, and Lastinger has the touchdown.
Going into this game, Butler had kicked off 37 times. 31 times he'd put it into the end zone with no return.
81,286 looking on in Sanford Stadium, and most of them are for Georgia. You can bet your bulldog on that, and they're enjoying what they're seeing today. Hooper hands off to Wayne Ricketts, who's done a good job of carrying the ball today, and Ricketts gets out near the 25-yard line before he's tackled by Kevin Jackson. And again, up the middle, and for the first time today, I think we've got somebody hurt, and it may be Ricketts. They have lost 4 tailbacks this year to knees, and I don't think this is a knee, but Ricketts is hurting. The senior from Madison, Tennessee, is down on the ground. He was an outside linebacker, has been both in his career at Memphis State. Running back first, and a linebacker, now back to running back, and he's hurt on that play, in which he picked up 5 yards. Next week, Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. Wow, do I look ahead to that? You'll see that next Sunday here on ESPN. LSU at Alabama. We're hearing great things about LSU and all the personnel they have, and everybody knows about the personnel of Alabama. And as of the moment I'm speaking to you now, LSU has not lost in the Southeastern Conference, and Alabama has. That's a big one. And Houston and Texas, both teams in the Southwestern Conference, hoping for the outside shot at the Cotton Bowl, or at least a major bowl bid, with SMU at the moment in the driver's seat. Joel Woods, a freshman out of Bolivar, Tennessee, number 42 comes in. He's the new tailback as Ricketts is out. Second down and 5. Hooper hands to his fullback, Williams. How about that? Is that an automatic, Bud? You get a freshman in there at tailback, and you figure that Hooper and his coach didn't want to put the pressure on him on the first play. That you can almost look for the fullback if it's going to be a running play.
Normally that's the way they play it. They have 1 or 2 snaps to get the butterflies settled a little bit. Memphis State has had, as you've already mentioned, unfortunate luck with injuries. 10 regulars have been hurt on the Memphis State team and are out for the season.
Third down and 4. Now the young tailback Joel Woods gets it, and he says, listen, I may be a freshman, but I got a first down. He had only carried the ball 8 times all year before that carry there with a running average of 1.4, and he did much more than that there, picks up the first down.
You can watch the blocking of Memphis State. That's why they're doing a good job. Look at the beautiful blocks on the linebackers. They just freeze them both, knock them back, and make it possible for Woods to pick up the first down.
11-10 to go, first half. 10-0 Georgia. Memphis State with the football on their own 32-yard line. Joe Woods gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more, and may have fumbled the ball. Georgia says, we got it. But no official has said, you got it yet. They may have said that he hit the ground before he got rid of the ball, and in any event, it belongs to Memphis State.
Memphis State is jumping a tackle across. See the handoff. Woods breaks it to the outside. There's just no daylight there. He goes down, sandwiched. The ball popped loose, but really can't see who was on top of it. Probably Woods recovered his own fumble. Let's see if they bring the tackle over again. So it was a 2 tight end set.
Crawford and Bowers both wide to the right. Second down and long, about 9. There's a throw, but Bowers was too far downfield. Ball was thrown well behind him. Hooper did not look good there. He was replaced last week early in the first half by Paige Belongi, the good freshman out of Missouri. We have seen a ball overthrown by Hooper today on the sidelines on the third down pass. This time, maybe Bowers was running the wrong pattern, but he was fully 5 yards in front of where the ball was thrown.
And Georgia came with the blitz that time, which did not give Hooper sufficient counts or time to look downfield or the receivers to break the patterns correctly.
So he sends both Bowers and Crawford wide again on 3rd down and long. Georgia not blitzing. Hooper's got some time. Sets up the little screen pass to Williams, the fullback. Williams is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Knocked down by Ronnie Harris with a little help from Williams.
Very clean, good tackle by Harris. Stayed back to cover the pass receiver downfield. Then when the pass was thrown short, was able to react up and make the tackle.
Richard Williams, senior out of Eustis, Florida. Jimmy Harrell goes deep, and here's that man again, Stan Weaver, to punt the ball away, and that means that Georgia's going to get it again, barring a turnover, and Herschel Walker will be on the field again, we feel. Gets the ball away, another high punt, driving Hell back inside the 25-yard line. Across the 30 and down across the 35-yard line. And as we look down on the field, Herschel Walker is coming back. So when you come back to Sanford Stadium, he'll be on the field. 9:45 to go, first half. It's 10-0 Georgia.
Monday on ESPN, move into November with Down the Stretch, ESPN's Horse Racing Weekly, and spend a day at the track. Later, football is back at New Jersey's Meadowlands as Notre Dame's Fighting Irish look to regain their winning ways against the midshipmen of Navy. SportsCenter's Hour Edition follows with news from the strike front, along with a complete rundown of the rest of the day's sports doings. Monday marks the beginning of another sports week on ESPN.
On December 29, 1958, two teams paired off for the championship of the National Football League. That game between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts has become a gridiron classic. You'll see why as Noxzema presents another close shave.
You in a bad mood?
I just hate talking in the morning.
I'll let you shave.
No, stay.
You use Noxzema?
Yeah, Noxzema gives me a great shave. It does something to condition my skin.
Softens it.
Huh?
I can tell when you kiss me. Your face feels real smooth.
Well, I guess it's the moisturizers it.
I hate talking in the morning, too.
Noxzema medicated shave cream. Share the softness.
Yankee Stadium was the perfect setting that day in 1958 as the underdog Colts surprised everyone by jumping out to a 14-3 halftime lead. But the Giants roar back as Charlie Connerly hits Kyle Rote for 62 yards. He fumbles, but Alex Webster scoops it up and carries to the one, where Mel Triplett dives over for the score. Again, the Giants drive, and Frank Gifford carries the ball and the defender across the goal line for what appears to be the winning touchdown. But with 7 seconds left, Steve Myra boots a 20-yarder to send the game into the first sudden-death overtime in history. The Giants win the toss, but fail to advance. And Johnny Unitas drives this young Colt team 80 yards for the winning score as Alan Amici dives into the end zone. And that was another close shave from Noxzema.
First down, the ball has been marked at the 36-yard line. Herschel Walker, not very far.
He's kind of like a potential breakaway all the time. I sort of feel like there's a fuse out there just burning, and all of a sudden, bingo, he's going to go all the way.
That didn't look like a spectacular one at all, like he got not much. I said he got not much. Well, he got 4 yards. That's how much he's got. Run for 46 yards thus far. Walker in motion this time. Last year he threw, and he drops the ball. Last week against Kentucky, Walker caught a ball, and is he getting booed, or is Lastinger getting booed for not getting the ball to him? More proper, I believe.
You feel the pressure is coming on the quarterback. Herschel's wide open. You can see the pass was so badly underthrown that he had to scoop down to try to catch it and could not make the reception. It's a good way to get Walker one-on-one, but throw to him out on the flat, and most defensive backs have a hard time tackling him.
As we said, he went a long way against Kentucky with that kind of play last week. Melvin Simmons wide to the left on 3rd down and 6 to go. Up, Simmons jump. Flags down. This is going to mean nothing. Melvin Simmons was across the line of scrimmage.
Flags on the play.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 when they come back. That's the first real mistake that Georgia has made today.
One of the reasons they are such a fine football team is they rarely get penalized. They play within themselves, play carefully, and avoid the bad mistakes and numerous penalties.
On comes Herman Archie, and Melvin Simmons comes out. Not, I believe, in terms of having done something wrong, but they send in their plays with their wide receivers. Although one of the assistant coaches pointed his finger right at Melvin as he came off the field and said something. 3rd and 11. And so now Jamie Swisham comes wide to the left. Wisham and Walker flanks inside Wisham. There's Lassinger looking, has Wisham. First down across the 45. Tackled by Keith Butter.
When you have Walker out anywhere, the defense is so conscious of him. He's flanked to the left of the screen here. Lassinger rolls out. Beautiful throw and a great hit. Wisham did a marvelous job of hanging onto the ball. As you can see, the Memphis State people closing on him.
10-0. Georgia, 8.5 minutes to go in the half, and Georgia is on the move again. Lastinger has the time, has Wisham there, and underthrows him at the 34-yard line. It's 2nd down and 10. And for the first time today, Scott Williams, a sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, comes in at fullback and then is hauled out again and then sent back in again. And Williams is coming in, but the man they're taking out is a tight end, Clarence Kay. Lastinger's 2 for 8 for 23 yards, but he has run for a touchdown. 2nd down, there's Herschel. Oh, good play, good play. Let's see if that's Johnny Walker getting up at the bottom, number 51. That's who it is. Walker ran over him a little bit, but Walker, the other Walker, Johnny, wouldn't let go.
The fullback just is unable to block Walker. So we see McCarthy trying to make the block. Johnny Walker just won't be blocked. He moves right through McCarthy to Herschel. Watch him as he beats the block here to the inside. Herschel's cut it up inside, but Walker has a fine tackle. You can still see some of the strength, though, that Herschel has in his legs.
Here's Herschel again. First down at least. Inside the 35-yard line. Herschel Walker. Tackled by Mike Freimeyer, the senior out of Eustis, Florida.
Little draw play here. Sprint draw. You can see the delay. Then he breaks it to the outside as the pass receiver is taking the defensive cornerback downfield. Good tackle, however, by Elder again.
I said on our college football preview show that I saw Fran Tarkenton earlier in the week. He said, I got a daughter going to Athens watching Herschel run. And I said, you and I are going to come down here and watch Herschel run. And that's what we're doing. And straight ahead is the fullback, very young, for a yard or two. Mike McKay, the freshman out of Walpole, Massachusetts, makes the stop after a gain of about a yard. 2nd down and 9. Walker's now carried the ball for 64 yards. He is averaging 139 plus per ball game. He has already this year set the Southeastern Conference career rushing record and scoring record. And the year is not yet over, and that's for the career, remember, not a single season. 2nd down 9. First man through is your fullback, and that's very young. Getting inside the 30, it'll be 3rd down with about 4 to go.
Great combination. When you have the fullback coming over the ball, Herschel moving to the outside. If the quarterback keeps and tosses, and the defense is too tight inside, Herschel's got running room.
The rush for the Heisman Trophy is on. Many people are conceding at the John Elway of Stanford. They're saying down here in Georgia, hey, wait a minute. This fellow's already gained more yardage than 27 of the 32 backs who won the Heisman Trophy. And he's got a year to go. And here he goes again. First down. It's off the 25 to the 21. With Tim Harris, the freshman out of Memphis, hanging on for dear life, along with Johnny Walker.
Herschel is so good because he can run inside as well as outside. This is just a straight ahead power lead off the I formation. Watch him lower his shoulder now. Just simply run through the tackler, picking up 4 more yards after he's hit.
Georgia staying on the ground most of the way. Lassinger has put it up 8 times. 5 minutes to go. First down. We're in the first half. And look out, look out, look out, touchdown!
You just can't say enough about him. Take a look at it again. Lassinger dropping straight back. Walker simply reading the blocks, and they did a good job of getting him past the line of scrimmage. Watch him lower the shoulder here. Just use his power, strengthen his legs to put it in the end zone.
92 yards thus far for Walker, who scored his first points, and Kevin Butler has a field goal, one extra point. Will try to get a 5th point for himself, and he does. 4:49 to go when he scored. We'll come back for the remainder of the first half with Georgia now in complete charge, 17-0 over winless Memphis State.
Business is so quiet. You could read the books here.
That book by the phone can help. The Bell System Yellow Pages.
Free parking, free delivery. That's Fred. Fred's Furniture next door. Oh, he does a great business.
Where beautiful hair is a tradition.
That's Miss Claire. Oh, is she busy?
Sure, the Bell System Yellow Pages talks to people when they let their fingers do the walking and are ready to talk business.
I'm ready.
Get the Yellow Pages talking.
We're big on books.
Let your fingers do the walking.
If you have to wait a week for business news, maybe it's not news anymore. The Wall Street Journal gives you today's business news today, so you can use it today.
Get all the business news you need when you need it. Get the Wall Street Journal, delivered every business day for 6 months for $47. Just 37 cents a day. Phone toll-free, 800-228-3300. That's 6 months, $47, only 37 cents a day. Phone 800-228-3300 now.
Business as usual in Sanford Stadium for Herschel Walker. 92 yards, the last one for 21 and a touchdown.
He gets some good blocking to get him past the line of scrimmage here. You can see him with a little move to almost a draw play, and then lower the shoulder when he sees the goal line. He drives through Elder, has enough leg drive to also carry Carter into the end zone. As we take a look at it again, you can see him kind of sliding, looking, then cutting back against the grain, almost a little counter play. There's the goal line in front of him. There's the hit by Neighbors, the hit by Carter, but they're not strong enough to stop Herschel.
There's the man. The best day he ever had was against Vanderbilt 2 years ago when he gained 283 yards. Butler to kick the ball away. He has not had a kick returned yet today. And Derek Crawford flags this one down, and he will return it from 1 foot deep in the end zone. And gets across the 15 to the 17-yard line, where it is 1st and 10 for Memphis State. 5 minutes and 3 seconds they took to drive 64 yards. The other touchdown drive was of 67 yards, 10 plays, and Walker took it in from 21 out. It's 17-0.
And a very impressive drive. Georgia did not make the score the first time they had the ball. They picked up 1 first down, then were stopped. Next time it was a field goal, and the next 2 times touchdowns.
Here's Hooper, and he's throwing out and has his man, Frank Smith, the tight end. First time they've thrown to him today. Gets out near the 25-yard line. And we notice that Wendell Coleman, a big senior, 6 feet tall, 230, is coming at fullback, and that might be for blocking purposes.
Spread out pass. Neighbors going to his left. He gets turned upfield. Sees his tight end, Smith, who's a good target. Smith stretches, makes a fine catch.
2nd down, and 3 to go. And Ricketts is not in there. Joel Woods is in there, and it's close to the first down. Donald Chumley, number 70, sophomore out of Savannah, made the stop. I said we expect to see a lot of people this afternoon, especially from a Georgia side. They've got some running backs that they haven't unveiled yet that they have back there just in case. First down for Memphis State. And Herschel Walker is not back, and certainly for when he graduates with his graduating class in 1984. There's Rex Dockery, 14 losses in a row. That's tough to take, but it's a rebuilding program since coming over from Texas Tech. Hooper has to throw, throws, and again, one receiver, Harper, was going downfield, and the other receiver, Smokey Jordan, cut out toward the sideline, and the ball was split between the 2 receivers.
And the pressure made him throw it before he was ready to throw it, and the receivers had not completed their patterns. I've got to think this Memphis State team's going to win before the season's over, the way they're trying. Not a bad-looking football team.
Well, next week they're, I don't know, they're either frying pan or into the fire or going into the frying pan after the fire. They get Tennessee, but then they have a week off, and Louisville and Arkansas State.
I've got to think they're going to win one.
I did not see a flag thrown, and it is an official's timeout for whatever purpose. They're having some kind of discussion over there, and while they do, we'll remind you about, well, the NBA began on Friday night. And on Tuesday, we're going to follow the NBA with This Week in the NBA as Greg Gumbel is back for yet another season. And we've got player and team highlights and the standings and the commentaries. And, of course, we've got live NBA action all year long. But Greg will keep you up on what's going on with all teams all around the NBA. The nearest Tuesday night, election night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock out on the Pacific Coast. This Week in the NBA. Again, the officials are talking to both benches, and I haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
I haven't either, Jim, because they haven't given us any signal, and maybe something is wrong with the clock. I don't know. They're coming over now to inform Coach Dooley, and if we could read lips, we'd be able to know what they were talking about.
The clock shows 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go. The officials called a timeout. There were no flags. I was talking to Coach Dooley yesterday, and I said, I cannot believe that you've been here 19 years. This is his 19th season.
I remember vividly the first game we did when he was in his first year as head coach against Alabama here. The opening game of the season, they ran a flea flicker, which beat the Bear in the last moments of the game.
And you believe that both Bud and I were here to do that game? Talking about how long he's been here.
I was down on the sidelines, Jim, waiting to do an interview after the game, and Sid said, do you think we should go for it? I said, you've got to go for it.
He was recalling that yesterday.
At halftime, SMU 26.
Second down. And 10 to go. Ball at the 28-yard line. 17-0 Georgia. It's been a ball game that most expected. Georgia's just got all the experience in the world.
Second down, 10.
2 years ago, they were the national champions. Vince Dooley, in his 19 years here, has done a job that has brought them 5 Southeastern Conference titles, 1 national title, and in the previous 18 years, Georgia's gone to a bowl 13 times.
And since Herschel has been with them, they've only lost 1 football game. Sugar Bowl last year in New Orleans on the last play of the game.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out what it is.
They haven't given us any
I
signal.
can tell you what it is. The clock was down to 2:22. It's now been changed to 2:50. You're right, it was a clock. So 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Second down 10, and there's Hooper carrying the football for about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Donald Shumley makes the stop.
Go ahead, Bud. Talked about how the Georgia defense lines up with the tight end. You can see the linemen moving over, and hopefully that will confuse Georgia into having the men that would like to be on the tight end side playing against the open end side and vice versa.
Give Trell Hooper, the sophomore, 6 yards and call it 3rd and 4. Hooper throws, and it is off the hands of Frank Smith and up for grabs. Incomplete. Second time they've thrown to Smith today. He has caught the ball once. Jeff Sanchez and Will Forts in on the stop.
It's a very good defensive secondary. They lead the nation in pass interceptions. They have 28 already this year. Hooper delivers the ball well. Smith appears to be open. The pass is maybe a little long, although I think that he could have, had he kept his eyes on it, made the reception, but he's hit hard just about the time the ball hits his hands.
Georgia had trainers, equipment men on the field, and they're all over the place, and now the officials recognize them and have called for time. And the timeout is to be charged to Georgia. On the field is Stan Weaver to kick the ball away.
I sort of thought they were taking the timeout in order to not let the seconds tick away. Memphis State would have probably just taken the delay of the game penalty to use up as much of the clock as possible.
There's the clock. Since corrected, and there's the score. And we're in first down. Delightful weekend in Athens, Georgia. Delightful weekend. 4th down. See a lot of empty stands across the way to our left now, and the reason for that is today is band day, and that's where all the bands, you can see them on the left side there, that's where all the bands were seated. Well, they've come out of there to perform at halftime, and that's why it looks like it is not a capacity crowd. It is a capacity crowd, as we said, of 81,236. Weaver to punt the ball. He's been punting well. This is rather short but high. Fair catch called for by Harrell at the 27-yard line. No hit. No flag. Next Sunday, live, the Portland Trailblazers go against the Los Angeles Lakers. I think you know the Lakers are trying to become the first since 1968 and 69 of any team in the NBA to repeat as champions. You'll see it at 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific Time, live here on ESPN. But remember to check your local listing because NBA games may be subject to blackouts in some areas.
He did call the Memphis State man for hitting the kicker with a very delayed call.
Oh, that was. There was no flag down when I started talking about basketball.
And I don't think that the Memphis State player did it with any intent whatsoever, but when a man signals for the fair catch, you cannot lay a glove on him. It's like a punter. You can see him signaling very well. And here's the Memphis State man, and he tries to, well, I don't know if he tried to avoid it or not.
Oh, I don't know.
He got his hands up very well. That's Latham, but officials called it correctly.
Darrell Latham. So the ball is out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Looked much worse on the replay, didn't it? Lastinger hangs off to number 30, Scott Williams, the sophomore fullback, who was stopped almost dead in his tracks by Tim Harris, the freshman from Memphis. Second down. Clock running, 1:45 to go, 17-0 Georgia.
Second down, 11.
Memphis State has shown spunk. Georgia has shown talent and ability. And Herschel Walker. Keith Montgomery, ball is loose and fallen on behind the 35-yard line. Started to say that Keith Montgomery is in the ball game as a tailback. He is a freshman who as a high school senior averaged nearly 12 yards per carry. Watch him, his number is 23.
So when we take another look at it, you can see Lastinger had pulled out a little bit early, did not get the ball from the center. He drives for it, however, and gets on it before Memphis State can get to the ball. But once again, a fumble in the exchange between the quarterback and the center, which is a mistake that from a coaching standpoint you say should never happen.
Well, you know, John Lastinger, not to fault him, but everybody remembers Buck Ballou, the quickest gun in the South. And with the big games coming up, and Lastinger has already faced the pressure of playing Clemson and Brigham Young within the space of about 6 days. But John is going to have to be sharper against Florida and Auburn to get this Georgia offense in high gear.
Unless he can hit some passes with more consistency than he has today, the defense will not need to worry that much about coverage downfield, which will help them against Herschel Walker.
A loss of 8 on the play, 3rd down and 18 with 1:24 to go. Memphis State's defensive huddle is still jumping around as you take a look at Vince Dooley jump here out a little bit himself on the Georgia sideline.
Vince is one of those coaches that said no mistakes, no mistakes, and he's had a bad one there with the fumble exchange.
3rd and 18. Lastinger has the time, has the man, and can't get it to Herman Archie. The freshman diving at the 44-yard line. It's 4th down.
The receivers are getting open, but as we mentioned, Lastinger is not able to get the ball to them. Herschel makes just a little kind of a stutter step and then sifting through the line. Lastinger has plenty of time, delivers the ball, seemed to be a little off balance. You could see the ball was too far out in front, unable to make the reception.
Don Bowers goes deep along with Donnie Elder as Jim Broadway will kick it from about his 23. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Bowers calling for fair catch all the way back inside the 20-yard line at the 18. That'll be 1st and 10 for Memphis State from there.
Fair catch by number 7, John Bowers.
Jim Broadway averaging about 40 yards per punt. That one is 48 yards net. That's how far he kicked it, and it was never returned.
He had 42 net on his first kick, so he's having a very good day.
Well, the last man out on the field is Trell Hooper, the quarterback.
And
check that. There's another one coming out, too.
I'm going to be a little careful here. It's unlikely you're going to be able to go in 1 minute and 9 seconds the length of the field against a team of the caliber of Georgia, and you don't want to create a mistake that will give Georgia the ball.
Well, he's throwing out, and Derek Crawford has his first catch, makes a nice spin, and gets across the 25 to the 27. Tim Bobo made him there, and what makes Georgia even more impressive, and we don't mean to say that Memphis State is an outstanding team because, as they call time, they are winless this year, do own the longest losing streak, but remember, Georgia's playing without Terry Hogue, leading the nation in interceptions with 10, playing without Jimmy Payne, the best pass rusher on the club, a sure shot #1 pick in the pros, who's out with a knee problem. And Georgia still looks very effective, and Memphis State has not come close to scoring.
Hogue is their roverback, who's the leading tackler on the team. And he's made 48 single tackles, 28 assists for a total of 76.
With those 10 interceptions, Bud, it was incredible in going over the statistics. He never had, as you look at Terry Hogue, he never had an interception in college ball before this year, and now he leads the nation with 10.
I think they're letting him be a little more freelance out there from his rover position, particularly when you have the long yardage probable pass situations, which enables him to get a little jump on the ball.
He's got a hamstring problem. He'll play against Florida. There's Hooper on 2nd down and 1. Throws the ball and throws this out of bounds. Well, he didn't quite get it out of bounds, did he?
He found an open spot for him. Nobody was open.
And it is 3rd down and 1. 56 seconds left in the first half.
You'd like to pick up the first down here, but you also know it's going to cost you some yardage, time rather. They have only 2 timeouts remaining.
To win the Southeastern Conference, all Georgia has to do is to win every single game it's got left. That includes Auburn, which as the day started also undefeated in Southeastern Conference. LSU has a tie, and Alabama's been beaten. Hooper running with the football. It's got the first down and out near the 39-yard line. And plops right back up and says time, and a Georgia man is down, getting up very slowly. And it looks like Nate Taylor, a real hustler on the team, a senior, may have a problem with a hamstring or something himself. He is a starter. And as they went by him, Taylor went down, and quickly they're taking him off the field.
Take a look at the play again. Watch the block here. The fullback and the tailback both move out to the outside. And number 44 makes an absolutely great block. That's Coleman to spring him outside. Number 42, Woods, is downfield trying to get into the blocking, and it's a first down with good run by Hooper, who exercised the proper option on the pass run.
And here comes Nate Taylor. They consider him the hustle, Mr. Hustle of the Georgia defense, and I just have no idea how serious that is.
I hope it's not serious, because they can't afford to lose him with the schedule they have coming up.
Ball on the 39-yard line, 1st down and 10, 48 seconds to go. 17-0 Georgia. Bowers and Crawford both wide right. Coleman and Woods the backs. And Hooper the quarterback. Fake. Hooper's going to deliver the ball and has his tight end out there. That's Frank Smith. First down, out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Run out of bounds by Tony Flack. We keep talking about the freshman playing on the Memphis State defense, with Tony Flack out there at the right corner, is a freshman for Georgia out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
With 40 seconds remaining, the Georgia secondary is playing very loose, not letting anybody have a chance to get behind them. And when that happens, of course, receivers can be open in front.
Memphis State, knowing a quick score here, will send them to the dressing room a lot happier group than what they are now, betting 17-0. Hooper, lots of time now. He throws it out there to Coleman as fullback. Coleman gets down to the 35-yard line, and that's about it. A pickup of 7, led by Will Forts, the tackler, number 42. You'll see him get up. He is the replacement for the injured Nate Taylor.
And once again, Memphis State calls timeout. Williams could have gotten out of bounds, perhaps, if he really made a determined effort to do so.
Well, while they take timeout here, we must say that a man that I worked with on football, a man that I worked with on baseball, worked with me at NBC and has worked with us at ESPN, passed away last night. Talking about Bill O'Donnell, the Baltimore Oriole broadcaster, used to be the voice of the Syracuse Chiefs, but for the last, I would say about 20 years, Bill has been at Baltimore. He's had cancer problems, several operations, and Bill O'Donnell, regrettably, we pass along, good friend. And I'm saying that, and I've just heard that, and I know that the shock will hit me later, Bud. We've lost a good man.
Well, it's hate to see it happen. Red Smith, the other writers, Red's great book, recent bestseller, In Memory of Friends.
Bowers to the left, Crawford to the right. 2nd down short. Hooper throws the ball and almost trouble. Wow. I want to tell you, Ronnie Harris, with 4 interceptions, a junior college All-American out in California, had a clear shot had he been able to get his hands on that football.
He did a great job of covering the receiver. You can see Hooper gets in trouble here. He's got to cut up inside. He's on balance now. He gets a lot of pressure. He's moving away from the ball. When he tries to throw it downfield, he does, and Harris cuts in front. It appeared that he might be able to get the interception. Crawford was the receiver who he had covered so well.
3rd down and 3, 19 seconds left. Hooper and Memphis State still trying to get the ball close enough. They got a good field goal kicker, remember. Down and out, Bowers makes his first catch. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Ronnie Harris knocks him out of bounds. That stops the clock with 14 seconds, but more importantly, they move the sticks. It's a first down. And Memphis State bunt, 14 losses, 0-7. They just don't give up.
I think they're thinking they can score a touchdown because they're not going for the field goal here, and they only have time for a couple of more plays.
Play coming in from Rex Dockery, the head coach. Memphis State with a first down at the 27, sends Crawford left, Bowers right. They've lost yet another tailback today. Hooper back, gets the ball away. Crawford is there, makes a great catch. First down, looks and say no. They say no. That ball must have bounced. He's going away from us. Looked like it to us. Let's see if you can see it. From us, it looked like he made a great catch.
I thought Crawford did make a great catch. You can see the beautiful fake he made there. Absolutely turned Flack around. And it appeared as he stretched, he caught the ball, but I thought that it really bounced on the ground after he catched. We can see from this angle very well. It appears that he has it, and then you can see the ball go right through his arms, bounces back up, incomplete, but he ran a great pattern and truly beat Flack badly.
And it took us 2 replays to figure out whether or not he did drop the ball. From 44 yards out, Thomas Ingalls, who can hit from here, he's done it before, tries, good! And Memphis State, with 1 second on the clock, get on the scoreboard with a field goal. And very nearly had a shot for a touchdown, and Crawford been able to hang on to that ball. Well, that a first half of what you thought. Herschel Walker nearly 100 yards. Georgia, number 3 in the nation, undefeated, clearly in charge, but Memphis State, ever spunky, scores on the last play of the half. Georgia 17, Memphis State 3.
Do you contribute to the delicious taste of Sun Giant almonds? Who do you think makes them grow, the Easter Bunny? Then you are responsible for their being extremely crunchy. I cannot tell a lie. And crunchy is noisy. This Sun Giant is responsible for an unnecessarily noisy nut, Your Honor. Noisy? They're delicious. Taste this. I object. How would you like a face full of freckles?
There's something good under the sun. Sun Giant almonds.
It's easy to forget Valvoline was the first to show you how to save money by changing your own oil. And it's easy to forget Valvoline was the first to put 12 quarts in a handy carry-out case. It's even easy to forget that Valvoline is made of only the finest quality ingredients. Yep, it's easy to forget all this about Valvoline, as long as you remember Valvoline is everything you need in a motor oil. Look for Valvoline on sale.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the ESPN Sports Center Newsroom. I'm Chris Berman. We are at halftime of our College 82 game between Georgia and Memphis State. We'll be rejoining the action in just a couple moments. Hang with us, though, because the Sports Center, I know it's a half hour late. It's midnight West Coast time and 3 a.m. in the East, but we got a good one. I'll be joined by Tom Mees to recap the big Sunday, Halloween in the world of sports. The top story is the talks going on in New York between the NFL Management Council and the NFL Players Association. They were going on past 1 o'clock in the morning. Then both sides decided they would get a little rest. They will resume talks in the morning. Some good signs coming out of there because the owners, late in the afternoon on Sunday, set forth their first proposal in about 7 weeks. The play.
Tomas Ingles. As I get back to my Spanish, it's not Thomas Ingalls who kicked the field goal at the end of the first half, kicks off, and Keith Montgomery, another freshman, takes the ball at the 6-yard line. He's got great speed, gets across the 20-yard line. What is first and 10 from there?
The statistics first half very surprising. Memphis State very much in the football game. 153 total yards against 168. The surprising statistic is not on the board. Memphis State had the ball for 15 minutes and 46 seconds against 14-14 for Georgia.
But as I say, the score is 17-0. Georgia. Lastinger hands off to Herschel Walker. And there's about about 9 or 10 yards there before Tim Harris drags him down. Walker had 92 yards. That puts him over the 100-yard mark right there for the ball game. And averaging 139.
Unbelievably strong for a man as fast. He'll move up on that list as he completes his career.
Well, they've not yet moved the sticks, so it must be, well, now they're moving the sticks across the way, and the play's already started. They just now moved the sticks. Herschel Walker hit in the backfield and still picks up some yardage, and hit by Johnny Walker, who has been on him all day long with a couple of outstanding tackles. Number 51. Ball on the 37-yard line. A pickup of 4, second down and 6, as Chuck Jones brings in the play. Jamie Wisham goes wide to the right. Jones is flanked inside him. Lastinger hands off to the up man, the fullback, Barry Young, number 38, and Young gets out across the 40. It'll be third down and short. Tackle made by Michael Joe Cannon, the senior out of Calhoun City, Mississippi.
We mentioned in the first half how hard Memphis State was playing, and they continue to do this. They're not as good a football team as Georgia, but they certainly have not done anything but give it 100% effort on every play.
Todd Williams is warming up, a freshman on the sideline. He is a quarterback for Georgia. Walker breaks a tackle. Walker breaks some heads and has a first down across the 50.
The first man to tackle Walker in an open field rarely does slow him down. He's got so much strength and just enough elusiveness to run past the first man. Let's watch him here. He cuts back against the grain. Arm tackles just won't bring Herschel down. Very good job again by Elder. He's high enough that he can't miss him, and Walker carries him for additional yardage.
Walker now has become the 8th all-time NCAA career rushing leader, moving past Terry Miller of Oklahoma State. And he's going to try to move some more. It's tough yardage, but he gets some down inside the 45-yard line. The man up top is Tim Harris, the freshman. The man down at the bottom is Greg Montgomery, the junior.
And that play will set up the passing attack if Lastinger can find his receivers downfield. Herschel comes over the ball. Lastinger keeps it, goes back on the play action, and the receivers will be open.
Second down, 5.
Second down, about 5. That is Chuck Jones in motion to the right across the 45-yard line. They're going to give the ball to Herschel again. And Herschel's very close to a first down again, inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Making the stop.
Watch him how well he reads the defense. Head and shoulders up, cuts back again against the grain, trips over his own man, and is hit very hard by Montgomery.
Third down and short. They bring in yet another tight end. Both Kay and Brown are in there. To the right. They have run away from that. This time they're going to go straight ahead, and Walker's got the first down. Inside the 35-yard line, Mike McKay hanging on and coming up with the ball as Anthony Carter gets one up for the first down.
Methodical drive by Georgia. Great balance in the running attack, going wide, and breaking inside, and getting very good blocks by his linemen. And here you can see the two backs moving in downfield on the straight-ahead power drive, picking up the linebackers as Herschel picked up the short yardage and first down.
Wisham and Jones, wide right. McCarthy is in at fullback. There's that man again for a couple of tough yards. Incredible as they seem. I know that everybody keys on him, but he has such outstanding talent to realize his longest run of the season this year is 26 yards, and last year 32 yards from the line of scrimmage.
And you've got everybody chasing it. It's very, very difficult.
And there is at 132 yards, 7 below his average for the year. Second down and 8 to go. Rex Dockery, his team looks well coached. It's outmanned, but it looks well coached. They're giving it to Herschel, and he just ran downhill there. Trying to get around Michael Joe Cannon and just simply ran downhill. And it's third and long.
And McCarthy lost his footing also, which put another obstacle in Herschel's way. But Memphis State is saying, go ahead and throw if you want to, because we're going to stop Herschel if we can.
Delvin Simmons comes in. Radloff comes back in at center. Wisham wide right. Delvin Simmons to the left. Third down and 8 to go. Lastinger carries the football, pitches out at the last minute to Herschel Walker, and Walker may have the first down. He does, across the 25. Lastinger does a very good job here of pitching the ball off at the last minute as we watch Walker. He's simply floating to the outside. Now you can see Lastinger, he's hit, pops the ball off as he's tackled. Walker had to reach back for it a little, but then he's got the great acceleration. He knows where he had to go to get the first down and was able to pick it up. Arnie Norris comes in now as the tailback. Once again, we take a look at the great pitch there by Lastinger at the last moment. First down, that is Norris in motion to the right. Lastinger rolling out. Going out and overthrows Connie Norris. And Johnny Walker tries for the interception but does not have it. And again, Lastinger, who was something like 2 for 9 in the first half, that's what he was, is now 2 for 10.
Second down.
Not having a good day throwing the ball. That's the only element lacking in this Georgia team. They've got a great running attack. They've got a great defense. But their pass defense has been excellent, leading the nation in pass interceptions. But their own pass offense, at least today, lacks something. Herschel Walker has come back in. Both wide receivers are to the right on second down and 10 from just inside the 25. There's Walker, 25, 20, and head down almost to the 15. Helmet lost. And I believe the helmet belongs to Walker. It does, and there he is, adding up another 8 or 9 yards. We keep talking about Walker, don't talk quite enough about the offensive line. As you can see, the beautiful blocks by the offensive linemen standing off and then moving the Memphis State people back. Walker moves behind that, and just the surge of the line and the surge of Walker. He's got about 140 yards now, Bud, or more. And here he goes to try to get more. And a good tackle along the way. And that is Mike McKay, the freshman of the Walpole, Massachusetts, number 73, who made the stop. He made a very good charge here. Walker, again, floating. Thinks he sees something up inside. McKay too low, too quick, and there was not enough daylight to run. Delvin Simmons comes out, and they have brought in yet another fullback, Barry Young. On this occasion, you may see Walker take to the air. And I don't mean throw, I mean dive. They didn't have to. Didn't have to. Got to the line of scrimmage, and there was a big hole. He was ready to jump in. If you saw him, and as he sees that he doesn't need to, daylight, he just moves straight ahead into the gap. Here he is, ready to jump right there. In fact, he was coiled for the jump. Then he saw the daylight, broke through it for the first down. Ball on the 11-yard line, 8:38 to go, third quarter, 17-3, Georgia. And the Bulldogs are looking to add to that. In motion, Chris McCarthy, the fullback. Lastinger, wow, big tackle there. One in there. That's Johnny Walker again, number 51. Johnny Walker is a good football player. Had 68 tackles prior to his camp. Would you say that we knew who the most valuable player for Dallas was before the game began? There was a possibility, yes. I think we have one already. Unless this game has a dramatic turnabout. Now the clock ticks below the 8-minute mark as Wisham and Jones both come left on second down and 9. Instead ahead is Barry Young. And back, and there may be a fumble, and they say they got it. The first turnover of the game. Absolutely. And Memphis State holds on. And this is a big play. Herschel Walker is in motion to the left of your camera. The handoff to Young, and he's hit very, very solidly in there. I believe that that's Walker who hit him again. He lost the ball. Memphis State is able to get on it, and the first turnover of the game gives Memphis State possession. They send Michael Harper and Derek Crawford wide to the right. Hooper remains the quarterback. Williams has not been in. Maybe he is hurt, as we know Ricketts is. And there's the young freshman bouncing out across the 20-yard line. That is Joel Woods out of Bolivar, Tennessee. And another freshman, Tony Flack, made the tackle. By the way, Nate Taylor has taken his pads off. He will not play again today. We do not know the extent of his injury. Great drive run from the I formation, just to lead. The fullback blocking for him. There's daylight there. He accelerates. Woods picks up a first down on the play, and again, Memphis State refuses to cave in. Hooper, look out, in a maggle of people. Tim Crow down at the bottom, along with number 50, Stan Dooley, playing an end position today because Freddie Gilbert has moved to tackle in the absence of Jimmy Payne.
And Memphis State feels that they can get back in and maybe win this game. The last drive before the first half, they started at their own 18-yard line and wound up kicking a field goal after the receiver was open in the end zone. The ball slightly overthrown.
Second down 7. This time they send the wide receivers to opposite sides of the field. Hopper to the near side, Crawford to the far side. Hooper gets it out, and Frank Smith almost had himself a catch. And Tony Black almost had the ball, and there's a flag thrown from downfield in the position of where the ball went down.
And
it's going to be against Georgia, I believe, but
the action of the players on Memphis State who can hear what's going on, yes, the penalty is going to be against Georgia.
Interference. That'll take him out a little bit.
And that's the second penalty against Georgia.
You know, Bud and I, like everybody else, have been hearing all week long about how bad Memphis State is and how good Georgia is. Georgia has not surprised us at all, but Memphis State has. Now, I don't know Rick's doctrine at all, but I want to tell you, I think his team is well coached for having 14 losses in a row and 10 regulars out with injuries and a couple of regulars out today with injuries. Show spunk, show drive. They're playing before a bigger crowd than they played before in some time. Here's Hooper out to throw. Has Harper his man. Harper steps away from one man. Harper's run out of bounds. First down, Memphis State at the 47-yard line. Tim Bobo ran him out of bounds.
And the Georgia linebacker tried to blitz, was picked up. Hooper had plenty of time to deliver a perfect strike.
17-3, but you know as well as I, should Memphis State thrive, all of a sudden it's 17-10, and as Georgia was moving in to make it 24-3, Barry Young fumbled, and the game could turn around. Could. The talent is in the red out there, but the spunk, some of it, is in the blue and white. Hooper, and there's the young freshman again, Joel Woods, and he picks up yardage out to midfield before Freddie Gilbert makes the stop. Vince Dooley told us yesterday, he said, we're winning, but we sure do make it exciting.
Watch Gilbert, number 90. You see the linebacker shooting the gap and really getting blasted. Gilbert gets his arm out there, and Woods goes down. Short gain on the play.
Woods' his last 2 carries, 10 yards on one, 5 on this one. First 2 backs who started the game are not even in there for Memphis State. And Woods is going to get another shot. Wow, down he goes, and that is number 91, Tim Crow. A senior out of Stone Mountain. That's where Kevin Butler comes from. Where is Stone Mountain, Georgia? Just about 45 minutes up the road, on your way to Atlanta.
And the Georgia defense beginning to get stirred up just a little bit. Third down and about 4. See if we can sustain the drive by Memphis State.
They've let them off the hook from where they recovered the ball, well in their own territory, thanks to the running of Joel Woods. Interference play. And now time is called, and it is Memphis State that's going to take the timeout. This is a big play for them to get back in the ball game. Third down and 4, 5:28 to go, third quarter. At the moment, Georgia's on top, 17-3.
After a day of sports at the office, of being blindsided, elbowed under the boards, checked, hit after the bell, you'll need the take me away from it all of real sports on ESPN, the 24-hour cable sports network. Big-time sports like college football and basketball, NBA basketball, professional boxing, pro tennis. ESPN, the 24-hour cable sports network, where the cheering never stops.
On a Sunday delightful afternoon, Trell Hooper has his play on third down 4 at the 46-yard line of Georgia. He's going to throw it. He's got his man who kind of got his hands mixed up there. Michael Harper trying to get his hands on the ball, and it just looked as though, well, I don't know. You tell me, Coach.
Well, Hooper just overthrew it. It's almost better to overthrow than underthrow. The underthrow is intercepted. But again, the blocking of the Memphis State line and backs against the blitz used by Georgia was very effective. Hooper had time to throw the ball. Had it been on target, he could have hit it for a first down.
But he did not, and so again, Stan Weaver comes in to kick the ball away to Jimmy Harrell again. So Georgia has held as Hooper could not hit on the pass. Weaver angling for the sidelines. Good kick, but where's it going to go out? Oh, my heavens. Let's see where they mark it. That's going to be inside the 5. They'll mark it at the 3. Well, they're still walking. They're going to hold on to it at the 3-yard line. Angled for the sidelines, and Weaver put it right out at the 3.
Beautiful form here as we watch him look at the ball, hit it with that bare foot, going for the coffin corner, aiming at the flag, and it's out on the 3-yard line.
43-yard net, but the big deal is where it is. Georgia's got the football inside its own 5-yard line. 5:15 to go, third quarter. Oh, they give it to the tailback, Walker, who gets across the 5-yard line, and that's about all.
And Memphis State is thinking, if we can stop them here, keep them from making a first down, we'll have excellent field position. We could go back and do something.
They would also like to see another fumble, as they just saw at the other end of the field.
It'd be even better.
Now, that's a good football team Georgia has out there. But Memphis State, should it lose today, will set a school record for 15 consecutive losses. Nobody likes to do that. Good pitch back. Walker coming this side. He contained well, run out of bounds, shy of the 10-yard line, and so it'll be third down and 5 to go.
I thought the tight end moved a little bit with his arm and shoulder before the ball.
I'm sure he did.
The official did not call it. Big third down play for Memphis State.
And for Georgia, apparently in no trouble, but just a quick turn here or there, and Memphis State would really be in the ball game. 17-3. Let's see what Lastinger and company do on third down. You'd have to think Herschel Walker, wouldn't you? But he's going to throw, and he's got the ball out there. And that ball, was it caught or not by Melvin Simmons? A diving catch across the 15-yard line? No.
I don't believe he caught it, but so far the
Georgia team, yes, they did. They say it's first down.
First down. We'll get another good look at it here. As you can see, Lastinger rolling out, turns upfield. The ball appears to be low, and we got the official right between us and the ball, so we couldn't see it.
Come on, fellas, let's take a look from another angle, can we?
He was certainly in good position to see whether he caught it or not. Let's see how it looks here.
Oh, I thought he bounced it.
I thought he trapped it, too.
I thought he trapped it. Herschel Walker. Look out, good tackle by number 15, Percy Neighbors. Wow. What a saving tackle that was.
It's a very simple offense. You just toss it to Herschel, let Herschel find daylight as you've got everybody pulling out in front of him. He cuts back, sees a little bit to his own right, puts on the brakes, moves quickly to the outside. Appeared as though he might have a chance to break it downfield, but the safety man made the tackle.
Well, instead of being fourth down and kicking the ball away, Georgia gets a break on the ball that was trapped and not called, and here's Lastinger with the ball as Walker ran well out of trouble and across the 30-yard line. And again, we'll call for the total of Walker's rushing yardage because he is really doing an outstanding job again. That's Joe Walker, or Johnny Walker rather, who's done an outstanding job on defense. Second down and 6 to go, 3.5 minutes to go, and Walker has gone for 175 yards.
He doesn't give you the impression he's made that much. It makes it look so easy.
He's going to try to make this look easy, too, man, if he gets outside. And he's gotten outside. And he's got a bundle more. Closing in on the 200 mark is Herschel Walker. First down in Memphis State territory at the 44-yard line.
Unreal is about the only term you can use for ability of this kind. He straight ahead inside, he drew everybody in, then blew it to the outside. Watch the acceleration that he has. Skips outside here. Lowers the shoulder, runs through the quarter to halfback. Finally, he's knocked out of bounds.
By Clayton. 193 yards for Walker, who is not in there now after that run. The up man, the fullback, Chris McCarthy takes it. It's down near the 40-yard line. Pick up a 4, second down and 6. Clock continues to run with 3 minutes to go. Third quarter, 17-3 Georgia.
And as you pointed out, that questionable pass reception is what kept the drive alive for Georgia.
Georgia has not been in trouble in this ball game, but Georgia has not blown away Memphis State. Memphis State may go away thinking they can play with the big guys. Lastinger in a run, breaks one tackle, and there's that man again, Johnny Walker. Wonder how many tackles he's had today.
He is a sure tackler.
Walker made the tackle.
Concentration on the numbers on the ball carrier's jersey, has good balance, and then delivers the blow.
Good size, 6'2", 218, not for a linebacker, but something like a strong safety. Pretty good defensive back came out of Memphis State not too long ago by the name of Keith Simpson. Still in the professional ranks. Third down and a long yard to go. Power I. Oh my. First down.
Beautiful blocking that time by the entire offensive line as well as the backs. Made it very easy for Norris to run. Look at the power in there as they stand up, everybody. Big hole. Norris finds the hole. Only needed to make a yard, picked up about 7.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Delvin Simmons goes wide to the right. Georgia grinding it out. They started on their own 3-yard line, remember. And here's Norris again. Hanging on to him was Tim Harris, and he simply carried Tim Harris about 5 yards with him. What a thing for Carney Norris, who's a senior now, to play behind a fellow by the name of Herschel Walker.
And Herschel is coming back into the game now, being very well rested.
1:25. Walker has come back in.
And Rex Dockery wonders what do you have to do to stop that man, and that's something no one has been able to figure out yet.
Second down, 5. That is Chuck Jones in motion. Herschel Walker, Herschel Walker, Herschel Walker over the 200-yard mark inside the 10. First and goal to go. Michael Joe Cannon makes the stop.
He moves off right to Walker. See him kind of shuffling. He's reading, then he sees that they've overrun it. The speed that he has, the halfback doesn't slow him up. Finally, he's caught from behind. He's at the remarkable runner, sliding, looking, watching, seeing where he ought to go. Break it to the outside, then break it upfield. Run right over the cornerback. Don't even get slowed up. Finally tackled from behind, and that was Cannon that made the tackle.
Start of the day, 9th in the all-time rushing. Here's Lastinger out. He's going to turn the corner, but he throws. Touchdown in the end zone to Clarence Kay, the tight end. Third touchdown of the year for Kay, who leads the club in catches. Flag is down, however, so let's see.
Ineligible man downfield.
Can you believe that? I guess I can believe that. Started out looking like a running play. Lastinger swinging wide, and somebody released him, went off the line before Lastinger threw the ball. So forget the touchdown to Clarence Kay and bring it back.
Yeah, Vince Dooley shaking his head again. We're not a team that makes mistakes.
Herschel Walker's now passed Marcus Allen on the all-time NCAA career rushing list. He's down 6th place. We'll come back to Sanford Stadium in a moment. Georgia on the move, leading 17-3 late third quarter.
This Bud's for everyone who's got the heart and courage to go the distance. Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Ball is on the 11-yard line, second down, and 11 to go. This time, not much, is there? Walker carries the ball, and Walker again made the tackle. Johnny Walker.
Walker came in from the blind side. Herschel did not have a chance to see him. He was looking to his left. Walker came in from the right.
Third down and 9 to go. Time clicking away. That may have been the last play of the third quarter. It all depends. Well, they're going to hustle out and get one off. Chris McCarthy's the fullback. Here's Lastinger. Lastinger throwing and overthrows Herman Archie in the end zone. And that is the end of the third quarter. Georgia out in front of Memphis State 17-3. And they'll be looking and thinking field goal when we come back to Sanford Stadium to start the fourth quarter.
In 1936, Isuzu set out to build gas and diesel trucks that were tough enough for the roughest roads in the world, tough enough to withstand the bitter cold of Korea, tough enough to endure the sizzling heat of Haiti. So tough, Isuzu has been the #1 diesel truck in Japan for 46 years. Isuzu trucks, tougher than the world's toughest roads.
With Bud Wilkinson, I'm Jim Simpson. We're at Sanford Stadium, and Kevin Butler's come on to try a 26-yard field goal to start the fourth quarter. He had 4 kicks of better than 50 yards as a high school kicker.
Hit one for 59 yards this year against Ole Miss.
Herschel Walker has 212 yards. Ball is placed down from 26 yards out. Butler is good. And it is his second field goal of the day, and it is 20-3 Georgia, as only 4 seconds have gone by in the final quarter. A reminder, next weekend, live, the semifinals from Baltimore and the finals on Sunday at 4 o'clock, all live. The Maryland Classic from Baltimore. I'll be there with Biff Drysdale, and among those tennis players who'll be there, Guillermo Vilas, Vijay Amritraj, Sheena McNamara, whom we saw down in Australia, remember, and the Davis Cup, Bill Scanlon, and another Australian, Mark Edmondson. $100,000 to the winner. Hope you'll join us next Saturday and Sunday, the WCT Maryland Classic from Baltimore.
Third quarter, an excellent example of ball control football by Georgia. They had the ball for 12 minutes and 29 seconds in the third quarter. Mississippi State had it only on 1 possession, held it for 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
We also remember the ball that we considered trapped that allowed Georgia to keep the ball, and more importantly, did not give Memphis State good field position, which it most certainly would have had they had to kick the ball away. But again, we say you can see the obvious talent led by Herschel Walker in red. And Memphis State, you can see a lot of spark and a lot of possibilities. It's a young ball club, but at the moment it is a losing ball club. Butler to kick off. Crawford has returned 1, watches this one go in and out of the end zone, so the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. First down and 20 from there.
And the kicking game of Georgia has been excellent. The best field position that Memphis has had the ball was on their own 31-yard line. They've had it on the 25 once. Everything else has been on the 20 or side of the 20.
Sunlit Sanford Stadium, as we said before, temperature in the 70s. And this is the next to last day of October. But we're way down south in the land of Herschel Walker. Cooper, look out, steps away from one man, gets the ball, and I believe it's caught by Frank Smith. Yes, sir, first down across the 30-yard line. A slipping, sliding catch by Smith, and Hooper did well to get the ball away with Stan Dooley all over him.
When you run the bootleg, you expect to be able to get out around the end free, as you can see. But the Georgia men are too well coached. He did slip inside, however, got the pass off. It was Bobo, the rover, who got trapped a little bit too deep. Let's watch at him here, and you can see Bobo going by him there. He was coming up, and that's a beautiful play by Hooper to get rid of the ball and complete the pass.
And now he gives to his tailback, the freshman Joel Woods, who gets about 5 yards. Woods has looked good.
The whole Memphis State team has looked good. I'm very impressed with it.
We got to remind you that Freddie Gilbert today started at the tackle spot because Jimmy Payne is out, and Terry Hogue, another top player, is out. And so Georgia has been doing a little scrambling, but nevertheless Memphis State has been able to do very well against this not too patched up Georgia defense. Second down. Hooper setting up the screen to Woods, and Woods is in a gag gaggle of people that gets out near the 40-yard line. It'll be third down and short.
Tackle is made by
Pretty good blocking downfield after the screen pass was completed.
Ball is at the 39-yard line. Win the fourth quarter, 20-3 Georgia. And ice on the ankle, and you can see who that is. That's Nate Taylor.
He looks very relaxed.
Powers to the right, Crawford to the left. And now for the first time, Joel Wood sets up as a flanker. Here's Hooper handling away from the rush. Now running with the football and picking up some yardage on a first down out to the 45-yard line. Tommy Thurston ran him out of bounds.
State first down at the 45.
An impressive young quarterback, a sophomore, 5'11", 178. Coming into this game, he was hitting 55% of his passes, and he's done a good job today.
Dale Jones comes in. And they're taking out Kenneth Sims, a guard, expecting Memphis State to go to the air. From the 44. Hooper in lots of trouble, and down he goes. Can't keep Buddy Gilbert away from him there. Throw way back past the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
Number 90.
Georgia playing pass all the way, had everybody outside, getting a good rush. Gilbert avoided the first part of the rush, but Gilbert was just too tough.
.40 to go in the game. Powers to the right, Crawford to the left. Memphis State looking very respectable, but not on the winning end of the score. Georgia, some people even call this an off week for Georgia. Well, it hasn't been that easy. Here's Hooper, throws the ball, and intercepted by number 42, Will Forts. First interception of the day. Georgia's got the football. And Forts chases it down because he wants that for himself. First interception of the year.
And that's the first turnover by Memphis State. No turnovers in the first half. Georgia fumbled. We'll take a look at the replay. Forts back there just playing the ball. You could see him coming in front of the intended receiver to make the interception. And that is the 29th interception for Georgia. They're leading the nation. Pass interceptions.
And Herschel Walker with 212 yards already is back in there. Lastinger looking and throwing. It is caught by Kay, the tight end. First down inside the 30. Lastinger with one of his few completions on the day. One of his touchdown passes was wiped out by a penalty.
The fake to Walker. Lastinger back to throw. The tight end Kay is moved to the outside. He had the ball right on target. Kay does a good job of cutting back, getting inside of Johnny Walker, but then is trapped by three men.
Ball is on the 28-yard line. Lastinger hands off to Herschel. Oh! Herschel Walker is greeted. And that's Mike Fromeyer, the senior out of Eustis, Florida, number 62.
26.
No matter how good you are, if you don't have any room at all to run, you can't make it happen. That time the pattern of defense was so good. Fromeyer made a great tackle on Walker, who's a hard man to bring down. He had no room to maneuver.
Robert Archie, the lone wide receiver, out to the left on second down and 8. First man through is Chris McCarthy, and he carries a couple of men with him down near the 20-yard line, including Tim Harris, the freshman weak side defensive end. It'll be third down and a couple of yards to go for the first down. Well, we told you Georgia next week gets Florida in Jacksonville, and the following week at Auburn. If either Florida, or I should beg your pardon, if either Georgia or Auburn wins the rest of their games, they will be the Southeastern Conference champion. But you know, there's many a muddle along the way there. A lot of things could happen.
They're playing some awfully good teams.
Herschel Walker has the first down. Herschel Walker, before today's game, has carried the ball more times than the rest of the team combined, all backs, at any position.
I think the statistic is about the same for the day, that he's carried it more than his teammates have, all of the teammates' carries added. And that's a very good strategy if you've got someone like Herschel. You want to get the ball to him.
Well, they've gotten it to him today. He's well over 200 yards. First down at the 18-yard line. And they're getting, no, Lastinger holds on to the football. Takes a pop as he gets inside the 15-yard line by Johnny Walker. His number we've called a few times today, number 51. Georgia looking for the insurance touchdown they did not get when Barry Young fumbled at the other end of the field. And another pass for a touchdown was nullified on an ineligible man downfield call.
And you have a feeling Herschel will break one here shortly.
There's Chris McCarthy. He broke it. First down, goal to go. And about the one. Hey, you look for Herschel, they give you somebody else.
Very good job of blocking by the offensive line. We're thinking Herschel, as I was. Quick handoff. McCarthy breaks it inside, goes against the grain as the players on Memphis State move with Walker, drives almost into the end zone. First down and about the 2.
9:45 to go in this 20-3 ball game, and Georgia looking for touchdown again. They give it to Herschel. There's the ball. There's the touchdown. Second of the day. And for Herschel Walker, that is his 45th of the year. A record in the Southeastern Conference he set a game ago with his 43rd. He's added 2 more today.
You know that he's better than a 10-flat sprinter. You wonder what kind of a high jumper he'd be. It's taking his leg. Watch it again. See how he coils himself here. And now altitude. He is clearly up and over everyone for the easy touchdown.
Evan Butler's having another good day. He's a preseason All-American, and he adds the extra point. And with 9:37 to go in the ball game, Spunky Memphis State is being overwhelmed by the Bulldogs of Georgia. Bulldogs 27, Tigers 3. Back in a moment to Sanford State.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies. It's the only cereal that talks to you, and that makes for great company in the morning. Crisp bits of toasted rice that say snap, crackle, pop. Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Great company in the morning.
Kellogg's will help you say it's gonna be a great day.
Memphis State on its way to a record setting for the school, 15th consecutive loss. Herschel Walker on his way to yet another great day.
This is a call play. He knows that if there's no daylight, if it's just a pile up at the goal line, that he's going to get altitude enough to get over everyone, which he clearly does. He must be 5-6 feet in the air, over everyone, into the end zone.
And now Butler to kick off. And some of the fans figure they've seen enough. I don't think I'll ever see too much of Herschel Walker unless I happen to be a defensive player on the same field on which he's playing, which I'll never be, thank goodness. He is something else to see.
6'1", 222-pound, world-class sprinter.
A rarity when you see a good one. Kevin Butler kicks this ball clear out of the end zone and over the hedges, and will come up to the 20-yard line. First and 10 at the 20.
Out of the end zone.
9:37 to go. Well, we wonder, we had seen, as we told you, Todd Williams warming up. He's the reserve freshman quarterback for Georgia. And he did not come in, and he is down there warming up again. So maybe the next series we will see Georgia now with a comfortable lead and about 9.5 minutes to go, really go to the bench. Hooper has been replaced by Paige Belongi, the freshman out of Missouri, at quarterback. Played rather well last year. As a high schooler in Missouri, they thought he was the best in the state. Little swing pass, gets it. Oh! Coleman couldn't hold on to it. It almost fumbled it away right into the arms of an oncoming Georgia man. Second down. Belongi put it right on the money, and Coleman fumbled it away.
It was a beautiful throw. I guess very well-played defense. You can see him set here. The ball is put perfectly on target. And there was number 44, Coleman, who just was not able to quite hold on to it.
Nor were 2 Georgia defenders able to hold on to it. Hit one on the shoulder. There's Herschel. Jordan to the right, and Harper left. And Belongi gives the ball to his tailback, Joel Woods, who's been running well all day. You know, this is incredible, and I don't think we said it, Bud, that before today, Memphis State had the better rushing average for the game per carry than did Georgia.
Shapley made the tackle.
This is a good football team. They're not a team that has won, but they're a team that tries. They've got very good conceived offense, a well-conceived offense, and defensively they hustle.
3rd down and 6 to go. Here's Belangi rolling out, setting up, throwing back the other way to Coleman. He does not drop the ball this time, and pulls for the 1st down across the 30-yard line. Well, we told you that Herschel Walker this year has 15 Georgia records, 10 Southeastern Conference records, and 6 NCAA records already to his credit, making 11 Southeastern Conference records, as he's the all-time scoring leader now with 272 points, and he's got a season and 3 or 4 games to go. And he started out 9th on the all-time career list that you saw there, and is now 6th with his work today. Belangi has a man all by himself. Jordan catches the ball, steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And again, we will call for the Walker statistics because we may have seen the last of Herschel Walker.
And again, Memphis State moves the ball well. Vince Dooley's got to be a little concerned about his defense. They have not really controlled Memphis State at any point in this game. They moved the ball every time they've had it.
Well, McCarthy has looked good, the fullback today. Walker always looks good. Norris has looked good. Lastinger's had a rough day throwing the ball, but has run the team very well. And there is Joel Woods again. Hanging on to him is Kenneth Sims. Walker, by our count, carried the ball thus far 33 times for 219 yards. His all-time best was against Vanderbilt 2 years ago, 283 yards, and we've got a Memphis State man down. And don't tell me, and it is, Joel Woods, yet another tailback. They've already lost 4 before today. They lost Wayne Ricketts today, and now Joel Woods is down. That is really something. And on our depth chart, that means they've only got 1 more to go, and that's Tony Wiley. That's 6. I don't know how serious this is for Joel Woods, who's run very well today.
You'd hope that he just had a cramp in the leg rather than injury to the joint. As the trainer looks at it, he seems to be now moving up the pad to take a look at the knee, which is a thing you hate to see.
Well, matter of fact, the first 4 they'd lost before today were because of the knee. And as he gets up, we'll say we'll come back to Sanford Stadium. 8:11 left in the ball game. Georgia with the lead, 27-3. Memphis State with the football. And Woods is limping off the field, carrying that right leg high. That is a shame.
You in a bad mood?
I just hate talking in the morning.
I'll let you shave.
No, stay.
You use Noxzema.
Yeah, Noxzema gives me a great shave. It does something to condition my skin.
Softens it.
Huh?
I can tell when you kiss me. Your face feels real smooth.
Well, I guess it's the moisturizers. It.
I hate talking in the morning, too.
Noxzema medicated shave cream. Share the softness.
Wonder who our Vitalis MVP will be. I don't know, but this guy set a record today. Herschel Walker, 2nd down. Wiley is in now, the senior, at tailback. Belangi back. Oh, is he clothesline? That looked like Darrell Jones. That's what it was, a cornerback blitz. Jones coming on, number 17, and grabbed him right around the neck and dropped him.
He came absolutely untouched. Memphis State failed to pick up the blitz. Coming from the outside, here he comes. Belangi's looking downfield, has got no chance. And Jones is a strong 6'1", 195. Let's take a look at it. Great arm strength here to bring a man down. Belangi doesn't see him, and boom, he's on the ground.
Ball at the 44-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 15. Belangi has not looked bad throwing the football. That time he had no shot. They're coming again. That's what Belangi's wondering. It's back and underthrows that time. He might have been wondering a little bit too much as he underthrew Derek Crawford.
And Jones was in position to make the interception, and he had the ball high. He may have thrown it away.
Stan Weaver, who moments ago booted one out on the Georgia 3, has punted very well today, comes on. He is a junior. He's got another year at Memphis State. And all these young Memphis State people that Rex Dockery's working with are going to grow up. A lot of them out there are freshmen. Jimmy Hell goes deep.
Weaver to kick.
Weaver
to Hell.
Another beauty. Hell, underestimated there. Now goes back inside the 10 for the fair catch. He's going to put it down on the 10, but they'll take it back to the 9. Well, it's first down and 10 to go from there. Net kick of 46 yards. This Saturday night, live from the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, California, Saturday night at the Fights, the WBC Flyweight Championship, when Freddy Castillo from Merida, Mexico meets Alencio Mercedes from the Dominican Republic. You'll see it here at the broadcast time, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific time. Todd Williams, a freshman, has come in at quarterback and pitches the ball back to Connie Norris. Williams now was the back of the year in Georgia. He's 6 feet tall, 195, quarterback from Waycross, Georgia. And the man that backs him up is a freshman from Danville, Virginia, who's a freshman, who is a first-team prep All-America and an academic All-America, and the #1 player in Virginia. I would assume that Vince Dooley's staff has done an outstanding job of recruiting.
When your second and third quarterbacks are both freshmen, that's a very good thought for the future.
Lastinger's got 1 more year to go. Here comes Connie Norris trying to get outside, and Neighbors comes up and misses the tackle. That is not Neighbors. That was Greg Sanders that missed the tackle, number 16.
He had to miss it. He missed it the right way. Make him turn back into the field where there's some more help.
First down.
Georgia at the 20.
At the 20-yard line. They'll move the sticks, and then the clock will start moving again. 6:10. Herschel Walker set an SEC all-time scoring record today. Little Herschel Dolls there. Below 5 minutes now. He's run for better than 200 yards today, 219 by our count. And that is Scott Williams, a sophomore fullback, as Vince Dooley begins to use his bench now. Trying to run out the clock, get out of here with a 27-3 at least win over Memphis State.
When you feel that Herschel's going to carry the ball 40 times a game, roughly, maybe not quite that much, but he starts 8 yards back. And were he to run just straight ahead, he's going to run over 300 yards just going straight ahead. That's how strong he is and the kind of condition he's in.
Little defensive meeting there. Second down, and Norris gets, well, bounces off a few. I was just thinking, but looking ahead, Memphis State, showing all that spunk today and some latent talent that will develop as they get older, has to go ahead and play Tennessee next week at Tennessee. And they made all kinds of changes in the tailback position today because they had had 4 injuries to their starting tailbacks along the way, and by our count, they've lost 2 more today.
They continue to try, as you pointed out, and the defense particularly is not taking a backward step.
Jimmy Hockaday, a fine freshman out of Tennessee, is wide to the right for Georgia. He was in earlier in the first half. Williams carries the ball, pitches back, and there's Keith Montgomery, another young freshman. Now Montgomery is the one that averaged about 12 yards per carry as a high school senior. First down.
There's nobody like Herschel, but they're all good football players, and they all have great speed. Williams does a good job of handling the option. Threw it right in stride to Montgomery, who turns it on, gets outside, hit solidly by Elder, but a first down on the play.
Elder's played a very noticeable game today with some big hits. Cornerback, here's Williams back to throw. Hey, this is a good quarterback. He hits another freshman by the name of Herman Archie. It's the freshman game for Georgia, and working very well. Looks like they got a great class.
He threw the ball on the run perfectly. He's got great form throwing the ball. Watch him as he turns upfield here, just enough to be moving a little toward the line as he delivers the ball on the run, perfectly on target.
4:15 to go. Hockaday, freshman. Archie, freshman. Wide left. Williams, freshman, calling the signal. Hands it to freshman Keith Montgomery, and you can see that quick start that he's got. Boy, he must have torn him apart in high school. He gets 5 yards there, down to the 40-yard line. The clock continues to run.
And the Georgia offensive line continues to get off on the count extremely well, getting to the Memphis State defensive line and linemen before they can move, line and linebackers.
Next couple of weeks going to be tough for Georgia. They get Florida and Auburn playing. Auburn at Auburn. Fullback goes straight ahead. That's Scott Williams out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And picks up a couple of yards only. It'll be third down and about 3. On comes Norris Brown, the speedy tight end, number 88. Kay comes out. Clock is running, 3:17 left. Hockaday left, Archie right. Boy, that was a nice handoff there from Williams to Scott Williams, Todd Williams to Scott Williams. On the pivot, he let the ball go right into the summit.
And Williams did a good job of carrying out his fake after he had handed the ball off to keep part of the defense moving toward him.
Ball on a 32-yard line. It's another first down. They'll start the clock again. Less than 3 minutes to go now. 27-3 Georgia. And now we see a lot of empty seats around the stands as they realize this 81,000-plus crowd that Georgia has won its 8th of the year. There's Keith Montgomery again. And that Memphis State has lost its 8th of a year and its 15th in a row. A school record for a consecutive losing streak. And now another freshman, Tron Jackson, out of Liberty, South Carolina, who's a sprinter on the Georgia track team, comes in to replace Montgomery, who looked very fast. And we all know about Walker.
The fans leaving realize that Herschel will not play anymore, so they won't miss Walker.
We have him for 219 yards total for the day and 2 touchdowns to set that SEC all-time scoring record. Now here, Wolf ran into his own man. Tom Jackson ran into his own man, took quite a hit from him. Old man was stacked up by a hustling Memphis State player. That's why I ran into it. 1:55 to go. Dan Rodzik from Fraser, Michigan has been with us today. He won an on-cable TV magazine in guessing proper scores, and the award was to come down and watch Herschel Walker. We've enjoyed having him in the booth today. We enjoy reading on cable. Todd Williams loops it up. Archie there. Right down. I don't know if he stepped out of bounds or not, but they got touchdown call. Whether Archie went out of bounds or not, or whether he's interfered with or not downfield, I don't know. But touchdown call because Archie caught it, and the Georgia men say that's it. So rookie Todd Williams to rookie Herman Archer, touchdown Georgia.
And we're going to see a lot more of Williams if you're a Georgia fan. This young man can play. Watch Williams here, how well he throws the ball on the run, and this is a long throw. He rolls out, cuts up inside, sees Archie open, delivers the ball, and Archie is wide open, and it's perfectly thrown right on target. Easy touchdown, great execution.
Kevin Butler to add the extra point. Georgia breaking it open, and Todd Williams, good-looking quarterback. He was the back of the year in Georgia high school last year and looks it, and Butler just does what comes naturally for him. As we said, he's the All-American place kicker preseason. 1:32 to go, and the Bulldogs up and on top, 34-3, looking for win number 8, the third-ranked team in the nation.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dance, and I want to tell you about a fantastic new product that can really improve your fishing. Developed by an avid fisherman and registered pharmacist, the fish formula from Keeper Bait Company attracts fish through their keen sense of smell. When the fishing action slows down, simply apply fish formula to either live bait or artificial lures, and you'll be surprised at the difference it can make. Fish Formula 1 is for catfish, and Fish Formula 2 is for crappie, brim, walleye, bass, and other game fish. Wherever I fish, fresh or salt water, I honestly believe Fish Formula helps me catch a few more fish during the day than I would have caught without it. Please believe me, it's no gimmick, and you can prove it to yourself by giving it a try. Here's how to order.
Send only $11.95 for each 8-ounce bottle to Fish Formula, Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut. That's $11.95 to Fish Formula, Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut. Or to order COD, call toll-free right now, 1-800-544-1000.
Georgia team breaking out onto the line. Herschel Walker took a bump on that right shoulder, but he is our man. 219 yards today, and now he's passed 30 of the 32 running backs that have won the Heisman Trophy.
He's moving up on all the rest, too.
Well, I wonder what kind of day Elway is having today. A holding penalty on that last play is going to give excellent. Well, Butler doesn't need it. They've only returned one against him already, but they'll kick off from up near midfield instead back at the 40-yard line.
It would be a bad time to practice your onside kick play.
Georgia in the Sugar Bowl last New Year's Day, loser in the last moments to Pittsburgh, enabling Clemson, which knocked off Nebraska, to win the national championship that Georgia had held. Georgia taking dead aim again and looking, if not entirely sharp today, at least deep today, realizing that a couple of All-American defensive performers did not play. Downing ball, Crawford picks it up at the 1. He can run out near the 20-yard line.
Crawford on the return.
And we'll come right back with 1:27 to go, 34-3 Georgia after this.
Bill Mitchell made the tackle.
What's more natural than pasta and beer? Ah, what's more natural than natural light from Anheuser-Busch? The beer with a taste for food. It's natural, and it's light. So when you want to leave room for more... What's more natural than... Natural light.
Only from Datsun, a truck born to be driven.
Driven across country you wouldn't believe.
The Datsun 4x4 King Cab tames the toughest rough on Hemi head power, rugged independent suspension, and the highest minimum ground clearance in its class. Quality driven by muscle. That's Datsun King Cab 4x4.
Born to be driven anywhere.
Datsun, we are driven.
Our Vitalis MVP, most valuable player, surprise, surprise, Herschel Walker.
You have to see him, and then you don't believe it.
219 yards, couple of touchdowns, Southeastern Conference record. Melange throwing and almost picked off by the fine defensive back Darrell Jones, who almost decapitated Melange on a blitz on the last series of Memphis State.
And you know that the Georgia secondary is thinking interception, interception. We're leading the nation now. We've made 29 interceptions, and let's make it 30 before this game is over.
34-3. That group of all-time school losing record, but they go away with our plaudits, Bud, because one thing you look for in a ball game to see whether or not they're well coached, few mistakes, and if they gave up, neither happened. They look well coached, and they're still in there fighting. Look out, Coleman. They threw to Coleman, and Donald Chumley was just hoping he'd catch the ball. Like 11.
Chumley executed his assignment very well. Expecting the screen. Chumley needed to get out in the flat. He was right there. They had to throw the ball away.
1 minute, 15 seconds left. Another sellout at Sanford Stadium. And we'll repeat them next week. Memphis State apparently losing 2 tailbacks today. We don't know the extent of the injuries to Ricketts and Woods. Go on to Tennessee while Georgia stays right here, and, well, they don't stay here. They go down a little bit to Jacksonville to play Florida. Big SEC game. Melange has the time, puts it across the middle, has Wiley, his tailback. Wiley's very close to the first down. Max Culpepper, number 48, made the stop along with Bill Mitchell, a freshman linebacker out of Dalton, Georgia.
Memphis State first down.
And it looks to me, Bud, as though Vince Dooley can say, okay, you got a bunch of freshmen, Memphis State, so do we. And they're looking good.
I would think that Williams will be more involved with the Georgia offense in the remainder of the season. He's looked extremely well today, throwing the ball. He's strong, he's big, he's fast.
And he's poised. First down, Melange. Coleman, across the line of scrimmage. 5 yards, 10 yards, first down. Coleman out to the 46-yard line with 40 seconds to go. Everybody on Georgia was playing center field, and these little short passes can develop into long gainers.
And Coleman did a good job of running with the football, too, after the pass was well thrown to him by Melange.
Ball game has been Georgia all the way. A break here or there, and Memphis State might have made it a lot closer than 34-3, but they've been simply outmanned. Melange looking, throwing, and Crawford can't hold on to it. And Melange was very close to being over the line of scrimmage when he released that football.
The pass was well thrown, and Crawford had concentrated a little bit harder. I believe he could have made the interception, or the reception.
Flag down. 21 seconds left. And a penalty coming up against Memphis State. But I'd like to remind you to join us on next Friday for our college football preview show. And we'll look ahead to some of those big games coming up. Because as of November the 20th, when we head into November on Monday, they'll be picking the bowl teams, most of them. And they'll also be getting close to picking the Heisman Trophy winner. Elway, Walker. I think that's, you've named the list at this point in time. Second down. Kalonji fake handoff. He's got to throw the ball. Batted down. Fine play by Donald Chumley, the sophomore to Savannah, Georgia, with 16 seconds to go. Chumley's another big one, 6'4", 245.
He's had two great plays in succession.
You saw that sixth place go by there. That's talking about Herschel Walker, all-time NCAA rushing list. He's number 6 that he's got a season and 3 games to go, not counting the postseason bowl probabilities. Third down and long, about 15. Bonji throws and diving catch, no good. Can't see the man diving behind the bench, but now that he gets up, we do see that it is Smokey Jordan who was out of bounds. And now it's 4th down.
I'm glad he could have run with the ball, I believe, picked up some yardage, try and stretch it just a little bit, maybe get it downfield where we could kick a field goal or get some more points on the board before time runs out.
Well, congratulations to Vince Dooley. I don't think there's a person in the state of Georgia, not many outside the state of Georgia, that ought to be upset today. But he went without some of his defensive performers, did not get a great performance. Maybe this is what he's talking about. We are winning, but we're not that good, is what Vince Dooley himself said.
As long as you have Herschel, we're good.
4 seconds to go. Clock stop. And congratulations also to Rex Dockery for his job in holding together a team that has been beleaguered with injuries and is in a rebuilding process with a bunch of young folks and in the midst of a long losing streak. They came into play.
You asked me before the game, Jim, about what would Dockery say. I had a chance to talk to him about it, and I said things are going to get better. After seeing his team play, I'm positive they're going to get better.
He's got a program going apparently at Memphis State. We've only seen this one game, but when you come in playing before an average crowd of 25,000 and step in, of course, against Herschel Walker and before about 82,000 and play like they have played, they were not awed. They didn't make a lot of mistakes. And here's Tom Jackson again. He's the speedy man, and on the last play of the game, he picks up a first down. But the ball game is over. And Georgia led once more by Herschel Walker's 2 touchdowns and 219 yards. The Bulldogs have won their 8th game in a row, and Memphis State have lost their 8th game of this season and their 15th in a row, a school record. Final score, Georgia 34, Memphis State 3.
You won't be able to kick the habit once you've seen PKA Full Contact Karate on ESPN. Watch for PKA Full Contact Karate, the kicks of the 80s on ESPN.
A lesson in pitching from the pumps by Vitalis. The curve, the palm ball, the fastball, the screwball, the sinker, the submarine, the knuckler, the forkball, the spitter, the slider, the knockdown.
The Pump by Vitalis, America's leading men's pump, gives your hair the control you want and a terrific natural look.
He's got every pitch in the book.
I'm under control.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Tom Mees, live at the ESPN Sports Center. In just a matter of a mere moments, Chris Berman will join me for the full 60-minute edition of the Sports Center. And coming up, we'll have the latest on the NFL strike talks in New York. We'll have a preview report of a big meeting tomorrow in Chicago between the Major League Baseball owners to decide about who may be the next commissioner of baseball. We'll also have the latest from the NBA, the NHL, and our brand new ESPN College Football Top 20. That's all coming at you when Chris Berman and I have the Sports Center in just a moment.
But instead of waiting until we get in the car driving toward the airport to give our final comments, why don't we do them now? We're going to walk out of this stadium with Bud Wilkinson thinking, what about this game?
I think Georgia is a very impressive football team. They did not move the ball the first time they had it in the first half. They scored the next 3 times they had it. And in the second half, they only failed to score on 1 possession.
And Herschel Walker will repeat one more time because he's taking a drive for the Heisman Trophy and hopefully his team to a Southeastern Conference and national championship. He had 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. He set the all-time Southeastern Conference scoring record today, passing another Georgia man, a kicker, Rex Robinson. And now I'm Jim Simpson with Bud Wilkinson, reminding you that Memphis State gets Tennessee next week, and Georgia gets Florida and Jacksonville next week. And there's a great college schedule coming up next week here on ESPN. Join us for that. In the meantime, it is goodbye from Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia.